subscribe, like the video, and, if possible, join Patreon. But if you don't have much money, you can support the channel by watching the novels on euroaudiobooks.com. Remember that you can participate in the polls so that your favorite novel gets published for free.
The worry is how to evolve Manjiki. You must know that even if Itachi is killed, Sasuke probably cannot awaken Manjiki. After all, the current Sasuke is not the original Sasuke. I don't have that much affection for Itachi. At most, it is admiration and admiration. When Neji was depressed because Sasuke refused, Sasuke, who had already left, stepped back again. Okay, I agree with your challenge. Neji froze for a moment. He didn't understand why he didn't agree just now. Why did he change his mind again in less than 3 seconds? What the hell is this guy doing? But it doesn't matter. Okay, a month later, we will be fighting in the Konoha arena. Invite all Konoha ninjas to witness. Who is stronger, Hyuga or Uchiha? Hearing this, Sasuke had a toothache. Isn't the co-author playing now? Hasty. We can now also. 1 month later, don't forget, I will be waiting for you. Neji turned and left without giving Sasuke a chance to say anything more. This time it was Sasuke's turn to be helpless. Why wait until a month later? Can now. However, Neji will not be so stupid. He has to take advantage of this month to practice hard. Be sure to catch up to Sasuke. Once he completes that trick, even Sasuke will be defeated by him. Chapter 26 Danzo's Surprise. I didn't expect Sasuke to be so amazing. Inside Hokage's office, looking at Sasuke, Kakashi, and others who were still in place, Hiruzen was already worried. The movement of the battle was so loud that even the Umbu ninjas noticed it, so naturally they couldn't escape Hiruzen's eyes. Although he didn't have time to see the fight between Lee and Sasuke, but saw the second half of the Guy and Sasuke fight. From the scene where Guy is forced to the location designated by Sasuke with a hidden weapon, and the scene where Sasuke releases the fire and disappears. Even just these images have Hiruzen lost in thought. It seems that my judgment of Uchiha Sasuke is still not accurate. This kid was able to fight Guy, although the final outcome is that after Might Guy got serious, Sasuke quickly lost. But the problem is only because Sasuke's physical skills are too far behind. Can't keep up with Might Guy's speed. That's why this happens. In the future, as Sasuke grows older, he will practice gymnastics at the same time. Once Sasuke has the power to fight back when facing Guy, then at that time, Sasuke's terrifying talent in ninjutsu will be used. It's Might Guy who should be the one to worry. In the future, Sasuke's physical skills will come up. So today, the situation may be about to undergo a huge change. The talent of Uchiha Sasuke must not lead him down the wrong path. I got it started? While Hiruzen was thinking, suddenly the office door was kicked open violently. Hear the sound of the door opening. Hiruzen knew who it was without even thinking about it. Danzo, how many times have I said, knock on my door before you come in? Danzo, who broke in, didn't care about Hiruzen's attitude at all. Sarutobi, how did you become a Hokage, a kid from the Uchiha clan with such amazing talents? You have allowed him to grow up to this point, and even arranged for him to be with Jinchuriki. It's fine if you don't agree to let me take over Jinchuriki, but now you have to let that Uchiha person go. Boom. Enough. Hiruzen slammed the table and stood up straight. At this moment, Shinobi actually exploded. Even Danzo frowned. I'm Hokage, I don't need you to teach me how to do it. Okay, you are Hokage, but now Uchiha's problem. What do you want to do? As he said that, Danzo quickly said, give it to me, that kid from Uchiha, and I'll train him in Konoha's most terrifying sword. He will become the sharpest sword in Konoha's darkness. I can guarantee that with such a talent, he will. Impossible. Hiruzen gave the answer directly. Uchiha Sasuke cannot be handed over to you. Hiruzen, you'll regret it. Danzo turned and left. If it weren't for the Root Ninja today, it was reported that Konoha's elite Genin, Might Guy, would have fought against Uchiha Sasuke. Danzo didn't even know that such a genius appeared under his nose. And the important thing is that it is still the Uchiha family. Sarutobi, since you don't want to hand over this Uchihas to me, then I will use my own method. Danzo thought of Uchiha Itachi. But if Sasuke didn't have such talent, he wouldn't do anything to Sasuke. But Sasuke's talent made Danzo have to pay attention. How many Jonin in the entire ninja world can fight against my guy? Not to mention that Sasuke is just a Jonin who just graduated. A brat. A 12-year-old kid who did what no number of Jonins could. Uchiha Sasuke. Danzo glanced out the window, then turn around and leave the Hokage building quickly. At this moment, Hiruzen in the office sat down slowly. Danzo, that guy must not be honest. Sasuke is worth developing. Once Danzo secretly shot Sasuke, there is no way for Hiruzen to stop it at any time. It seems that Sasuke needs to be away from Konoha for a while, and taking advantage of the time to let Sasuke leave Konoha, arrange several people in the 7th class to completely integrate into one body. With care in this way, they can be further guided and embarked on the right path. Thinking of Hiruzen looking at the crystal ball in front of him. Kakashi is talking to my guy, and Sasuke is gone. Come on, swish. An Anbu ninja appears. Master 3rd generation, please command. Go. Find Kakashi, and let me take a look at the commission Konoha has received recently. Yes. Anbu ninja disappears. Soon Kakashi appeared in the Hokage building. At the moment, Hiruzen is staring at a sea-level assignment. The mission entrusted is to escort a bridge repairer back to the Land of Waves. But this task was rejected many times. Hiruzen could clearly feel that this task was unusual. But the Land of Waves is just a small country on the edge of Konoha. In a situation like this, Hiruzen can guess all kinds of things just by looking at them. There should be a threat from ninjas. However, ninjas in ordinary small villages are at most as strong as B-level missions. Kakashi, I'm here, Master 3rd generation. Do you have any orders? Tomorrow, you take the 7th class to perform this sea-level mission. Take a sea-level mission? Fortunately, he originally planned to take Sasuke and others to accept a sea-level mission. However, the purpose of the 3rd generation should not be as simple as asking them to accept sea-level tasks. After a month, the 7th class is almost ready, but they still need to go through the baptism before they can become each other's bonds. Kakashi understood. I understand, Lord 3rd generation. It's good to understand both Naruto and Sasuke. They both had very similar childhoods. I believe they will become very good friends. At the same time, we will help each other to protect Konoha's peace in the future. Kakashi nodded sure. When Kakashi and Hiruzen arranged a bond for Naruto Sasuke. At this time, Sasuke had just returned home, and very excited to open the system. Excellent physique. I don't know how much change this time will bring me. The change Sasuke most wanted was to increase the amount of chakra. Once the amount of chakra increases, Sasuke is like diving into the sea and soaring into the sky. Receive award. It has been identified rewards are being distributed. Please wait. Chapter 27 Excellent Physical Reward. The voice of the system rang in Sasuke's mind. In the next second, Sasuke felt an unprecedented pleasure in his body. It's like he is like a sponge. His whole body is soaked in the sea, frantically swallowing the nutrients in the seawater. And it's endless devouring. Such a situation made Sasuke almost couldn't help crying out. This feeling didn't last long. But to Sasuke, it feels like a whole year has passed. Every cell in the body is cheering. Every part of the body is breathing. Even for a split second, Sasuke seemed to feel something strange in the air. Weird energy. This ability seems to be absorbable. However, it is not waiting for Sasuke to feel carefully what it is. The feeling disappeared in the next second. Sasuke slowly opened his eyes. The first time he raised his eyes, Sasuke lowered his head and took off his clothes to check his body. Excellent physique. The body doesn't seem to have changed at all, but Sasuke carefully looked at the muscles on his body, if there were any changes. It seemed that the muscle lines on his body looked more obvious. The muscles are also slightly bulging, although not as exaggerated as a professional bodybuilder. But it seems that Sasuke has the golden ratio of muscle lines. Gently clenched his fist. The strength seems to have become stronger. This is just Sasuke's general feeling. In fact, a person can't judge whether his own strength is big or small. But there are other ways to judge. Sasuke grabbed the water glass on the table casually. The strong grip in the next second directly split the cup. Seeing this, Sasuke is sure that his power has become stronger. He didn't use too much force just now, but it made the cup crack directly. This shows that his strength has become stronger, and it has not only doubled. The improvement brought about by excellent physique is to make the body stronger. If it's just that, it seems that this reward is far worse than the perfect talent. Sasuke was about to return to the bed and put on his clothes. He just raised his legs 2 steps and walked to the bedside extremely quickly. Even just walking around creates a whirlwind. Has the speed also increased? The changes brought about by the excellent physique seem to be more than that. But there is no way to test it at home. Sasuke sighed and seemed to have to run out of Konoha again. Come to the outside of Konoha village, the secret training place that Sasuke was looking for. It's just that Sasuke couldn't restrain the joy in his heart when he came here. Sasuke endured before leaving Konoha. But after leaving Konoha, Sasuke exploded directly, running in the forest with all his strength. Even without using super speed, Sasuke found that his speed was more than twice as fast as before. And Sasuke also found that the amount of chakra has also increased apart. Of course, this is not the point. The point is that Sasuke tries to use ninjutsu, and this time the flow of chakra is smoother. Suddenly, there was a feeling that all the 8 meridians seemed to be opened up. The flow of chakra is not hindered in the slightest, but is extraordinarily relaxed. And chakra erupts faster. Now Sasuke seems to understand the changes brought about by excellent physique. It's not just things like speed and strength. It's more like turning the body into a treasure, and it's like warriors in the world of martial arts, turning the acquired into the innate. Sasuke jumped up and down excitedly, as if he had endless energy to vent. After some intense fighting, he didn't even feel tired at all. Is this directly opening infinite fatigue? Certainly not infinite fatigue. It's just that Sasuke's level of tossing is not enough to make him feel tired. In that case, let's try basic gymnastics training now. Basic gymnastics training. Sasuke wanted to start a long time ago. But the problem was Sasuke wanted to develop his talents as much as possible. It's different now. The body has changed so dramatically. The basic training of gymnastics is to train strength, speed, endurance, and so on. Now training these can not only help Sasuke quickly adapt to his own enhanced strength, but also see whether the excellent physique will allow Sasuke to quickly strengthen through training. Push-ups, squats, leapfrogs, sit-ups, these basic training movements will not be mentioned. As soon as Sasuke comes up, 500 will come first. Each movement comes to 500. But after one operation, Sasuke only felt that the cells in his body were burning. But other than that, it didn't feel too exhausting. Even the effect of exercise, Sasuke can feel it very quickly. If now there is a detailed display, then you will see strength plus 0.1, speed plus 0.1, stamina plus 0.1. All the values of the body are increasing bit by bit. This enhancement can still be felt slowly. From noon to night, Sasuke has been immersed in training. It wasn't until nightfall that Sasuke came back to his senses, and before he knew it, it was already night. Go home. Sasuke sat on the bed. After training, not only did not make Sasuke tired, but he felt more comfortable. It seemed that that kind of training intensity was simply not enough to consume Sasuke's energy. But it's night now, and it's impossible to continue training. If the body is not tired, the mind also needs rest. So Sasuke sat cross-legged on the bed, and these days Sasuke was getting used to it, using chakra extraction instead of sleep. However, as Sasuke began to refine chakra, there was a new discovery. In the past, Sasuke performed up to 5 to 6 times a night, and it took a lot of effort to barely achieve 7 times of refining. But tonight, Sasuke obviously felt that after refining the chakra 4 times, there seemed to be no problem at all. Continue to refine the chakra. Sasuke refined nearly 10 times of chakra throughout the night. This instantly increased Sasuke's chakra by nearly 1/10. This growth rate made Sasuke even more excited. However, it is early morning now, and it is time to assemble, and Sasuke cannot continue to refine chakra. I can only pack up and go out. But today Sasuke has an unbearable smile on his face. Chapter 28, The Mission of the Kingdom of Waves, begins when we came to the assembly point. Naruto and little Sakura were already here. Seeing Sasuke's arrival, the two waved and greeted Sasuke. Good morning, Sasuke-kun. Sasuke, you are the last one today. Okay? The last one. Sasuke froze for a moment. That BD Kakashi will not be late someday. How? Transgender today? Not even late. Thinking of Sasuke, he looked towards the tree beside him. This guy is still holding a copy of Intimate Heaven and reading it. All right, everyone is here. Saying that, Kakashi jumped down from the tree. Then let's get down to business. Go back and pack up and prepare to leave the village to perform tasks. Seeing Naruto and little Sakura's puzzled look, Kakashi smiled. Satisfying you. Haven't you always disliked D-level missions? Today I picked up a C-level person and escorted someone to the country of Nami, so I need to leave Konoha for a while. Time. Sasuke was stunned for a moment. The mission of the Kingdom of Waves came so soon. Okay, not bad. Now Sasuke has long wanted to fight against Chunin to see what level of strength he is. And the Peach Land will not be cut again is a good goal. Kakashi also looked at Sasuke. He felt that Sasuke was in a good mood today. Sure enough, he is a brat, knowing that he is going to leave the village. Even a kid like Sasuke can't keep aloof. Sooner or later, this kid's arrogant personality must be reversed. Okay, let's go back and pack up. When you're ready, go to the Hokage building to gather. Before you leave, you need to report to Master Hokage, and at the same time, go meet the person we need to escort this time. Following Kakashi's order, the three quickly dispersed. And at this time, Kakashi looked in Sasuke's direction suspiciously. Is it my illusion? This kid's footsteps are even softer. It's just that the sound of footsteps naturally can't explain too many problems. But the lighter the footsteps are, the speed has not changed at the same time. This usually means that the opponent has made a new breakthrough in speed, and only then can the control of power be more precise. Improved again? Is it just because of fighting guy yesterday that he has progressed to this point? This kid, the three went home to pack their things and soon assembled at the Hokage building. Before leaving, third Hokage gave verbal encouragement and support to Sasuke and others. And as third Hokage, he also showed how he took care of several people as Hokage. It can only be said that it is worthy of being third Hokage, and there is still a way to buy people's hearts. Even Sasuke was almost touched by the old man for a moment. But as the third generation who participated in the destruction of the Uchiha family, although the destruction of Uchiha was not his hands, but he acquiesced. Although Sasuke is not the original Sasuke, it is difficult to have any good feelings for this old man. And after third generation's performance, they also met the person who needed to be escorted this time, Dasna, the uncle of the Land of Waves. Just send these little ghosts to escort me? Can they do it? Kakashi smiled. Don't worry, although they still look like brats. They are all qualified Konoha shinobi practitioners. Besides, it's just a C-level task. Even if they can't do it, there's me, Konoha Jinin Hataki Kakashi. A task of this level is enough for me alone. Hearing that Dasna stopped talking, Naruto was very angry. Being questioned by others made him very upset. Sasuke didn't say a word, as if he wasn't affected at all. This surprised Kakashi a little bit. Logically, Sasuke's arrogant character would probably be annoyed if he was looked down upon by an ordinary person. Even if you don't attack, you will be a little angry. But Sasuke was very calm. This shows that Sasuke may just be very arrogant to people who are also ninjas. Ordinary people probably don't care about each other's opinions at all. Leave Konoha village. The group didn't walk too fast. Considering Dasna, an ordinary person, they could only walk slowly. This is also convenient for Sasuke. The mission this time is quite boring. The only thing he looks forward to is the opportunity to fight against Momochi again. During the time on the road, Sasuke didn't want to talk much and followed silently at the end of the team. Then practice not Madra. And Sasuke's small actions, of course, can't be hidden from anyone. Naruto was a little speechless. Hurry up, do you want to use it for practice? Naruto took the initiative to talk, and Sasuke raised his head and responded. If you don't make progress, you will be surpassed by others. What's more, I must become stronger. Hearing this, Naruto thought Sasuke wanted to be Hokage too. Suddenly a little speechless. UBD, it's fine if you're more talented than me, but you're still working so hard. You're not giving us a way out. Naruto is distressed. Kakashi sighed silently. For revenge. It seems that it is not so simple to transform Sasuke. Naruto, people who are more talented than you work harder than you. If you want to become Hokage, you have to work harder. Naruto pouted helplessly. He wanted to practice, but he didn't know what to practice. Cultivating seals feels like imitating Sasuke, and he is a little reluctant. But there is nothing else to cultivate in cultivation. It seems to have seen the thoughts in Naruto's mind. Kakashi also laughed at himself. Yes, Sasuke has family ninjutsu that can be practiced, and at the same time has amazing talent. And Naruto and little Sakura don't have any ninjutsu to practice. And the teacher who wants to strengthen himself should think of a way for them. Okay, don't be discouraged. I will give you some special training when we arrive in the Kingdom of Waves. Hearing this, Naruto regained his spirit. Really? Teacher Kakashi. Several people were about to leave the scope of Konoha village while talking. At this time, the leaves are underground at the root. Danzo was growling angrily. Damn, Sir Toby. Actually let that kid out of Konoha. Is this to guard against me? Very good. If you dare to release him from Konoha, then the old man will make him never return to Konoha. Humph. Since you don't want the old man to cultivate such a genius, then destroy it. Anyway, Uchiha's people are a disaster for Konoha. Chapter 29. Sasuke's first kill. Danzo looked at a document on his desk. He raised his hand and summoned a root ninja. Throw the documents on the table directly to the other party. Send this thing to Inin village. He nodded silently to Fong Mo, then took the file, turned around, and disappeared directly. Leaving Danzo alone in the dim room, he let out a weird laugh. Humph, Sarutobi, since you don't want to train that kid into a qualified weapon, then don't even think about it. That guy is very interested in the people of Uchiha. I believe he will thank me for giving him such a big gift. With that, Danzo turned and disappeared into the darkness. The speed at which the root transmits messages is much faster than that of Sasuke. It's not too far from Konoha to Inin village. In an underground secret base in Inin village, Orochimaru looked at another failed experimental subject in front of him and said calmly to Kimimaro beside him, "Get this guy out and throw it away." "Okay, Lord Orochimaru." Looking at Kimimaro's figure, Orochimaru sighed. "Unfortunately, I still can't cure your blood disease. Kimimaro's blood inheritance limit is very good. If there is no blood inheritance disease, would be the ideal reincarnation for Orochimaru. Pity." While Orochimaru sighed, Kimimaro came in from the outside and brought a file with him. "Master Orochimaru, this is what those guys gave you." Orochimaru smiled. "Danzo, that old thing, haven't given up yet. An idiot who wants to be Hokage. But keeping in touch with Danzo is also necessary. After all, Orochimaru still needs the resources in Danzo's hands to conduct various experiments." But after Orochimaru opened the file sent this time, Orochimaru was completely stunned. "Uchiha Sasuke." Kimimaro frowned. "Uchiha." Of course he has heard of this name. Konoha's two blood descendants of the Limit family. But unfortunately Uchiha has been exterminated. What an amazing little guy. He was able to fight Konoha's Blue Beast just after graduation, and also awakened 2 Tomo Sharingan. Simply the perfect container. Orochimaru licked the corner of his mouth. Seeing Orochimaru's expression like this, Kimimaro was a little jealous of this guy, who hadn't met yet, to be able to make Master Orochimaru care so much. Sharingan of the Uchiha clan? Snort. I don't know who is stronger or weaker than my blood successor Limit Boundary. Kimimaro, Danzo gave me a big gift this time. This guy is simply too suitable to be my container. But it still needs to be tested. Kimimaro lowered his head. "Master Orochimaru, let me go. I'll help you see if this guy is qualified to be your container." Hearing this, Orochimaru looked up at Kimimaro. "I want to see it for myself. However, it must not be discovered. This brat is with Hitaki Kakashi." Although Orochimaru is not afraid of Kakashi, but Kakashi's strength Orochimaru will not underestimate. As long as Kakashi wants to escape, Orochimaru is not sure that he can stop Kakashi. After all, Konoha's copy ninja is not in vain. Get ready, let's go to the Kingdom of Waves. On the other side, Sasuke and others have been away for most of the day. At their current speed, They will be able to reach the Kingdom of Waves in about a few more days. But now the first game of the Kingdom of Waves will begin. Before Sasuke got there, he saw a puddle of water on the ground not far away. This is too fake. He looked up at the sky. The sun was scorching, and there was actually a puddle of water on the extremely dry road. And it didn't look like it was evaporated by the sun at all. This kind of measurement is indeed only to deceive ordinary people. For ninjas, it is impossible for a ninja to find out. But there are exceptions. That's Naruto now, and he didn't realize it at all. Even little Sakura looked a few more times in surprise. However, due to lack of experience, little Sakura probably didn't think about the enemy. He didn't pay too much attention and walked straight over. And Kakashi took a look and then saw Sasuke behind him and put down his hands that had been in contact with the seal. The left hand moved closer to the ninja bag. See this subtle movement change? Kakashi just laughed. Sure enough, Sasuke is a genius. How can he be so keen to find problems when he is on a mission for the first time? Looks like it shouldn't be a big problem to hand it over to Sasuke. It seems that there is no need to worry too much. Kakashi will continue to watch this intimacy paradise with peace of mind. And he also speeded up intentionally or unintentionally, deliberately walking to the forefront. In this way, the two guys who attack first can only change from him to Sasuke and others. He wanted to see Sasuke's reaction. Or maybe Kakashi wanted to see how the trio reacted to danger. The four of them walked slowly along the edge of the pool of water. After the last Sasuke stepped over. Next second, hush! The sound of iron chains sounded, and a ninja jumped out of the water beach. At the same time, another ninja came out of the bushes on the side. It's probably not the first time the two Chunin have been on such a mission. Fast and decisive. Hearing the voice, Naruto and little Sakura were startled and just stared at the two guys who suddenly appeared with wide eyes. He was waving his weapon and slashing at them fiercely. At this moment, the minds of both of them were blank, and the ninja behind Sasuke waved his sickle and slashed fiercely towards Sasuke's neck. Little Sakura quickly covered her mouth. Show. Before he finished speaking, Sasuke lightly stepped sideways just to avoid the opponent's attack. A backhand punch slammed into the opponent's face. Another ninja saw his companion's attack dodged and was hit at the same time. He was a little surprised at the moment, but he was confused the next second, because at some point a piece of kunai had already cut his neck. Blood sprayed out instantly. Boom! Accompanied by the crisp impact sound, this guy was nailed to the tree by several kunai. At the same time, the ninja on the ground also had his arm broken and his leg bone crushed by Sasuke, making him unable to move. Chapter 30 New Fire Style Fire Dragon Explosion Flame when Sasuke tied the guy up with a rope. When throwing it in front of Kakashi casually, little Sakura and Naruto reacted belatedly. They looked at the screaming Chunin. The expressions of the two were a little dull. This person. Before Naruto could finish speaking, Kakashi squatted down. Look at the person in front of you. This should be aimed at Mr. Dazner. Ninja, this is not the content of a C-level mission. As he said that, Kakashi first glanced at Sasuke with a calm face, and then looked back at Dazna, who was also very surprised. Although he is not a ninja, nor does he understand the strength of a ninja. But the two people who rushed out suddenly were easily dealt with by a kid from Konoha. Even an ordinary person like him knows very well that the Konoha kid in front of him is very strong. And it's unbelievable to have such strength at such a young age. The ninjas of Konoha are indeed the strongest ninja village in a ninja world. Dazna sighed in his heart, and at this time Kakashi suddenly stood up and walked towards him. I think I need a reasonable explanation, Mr. Dazner, Kakashi said. At the same time, Kakashi is more concerned about another thing at the moment. Is that the first time Sasuke killed someone? Look at Naruto and little Sakura. They are completely overwhelmed by the sudden attack. Maybe it wasn't fear, but the two behaved more like they were facing ninjas from other villages for the first time. And what about Sasuke? In the first place, he did it directly. There is no reason at all, and it is extremely decisive. Also, the shot is perfect. Whether it's throwing out Ku Wushwang for one person, or leaving a life alive, breaking the opponent's limbs to make sure the opponent has no resistance. then tie it up with a rope just in case. This kind of decisiveness in killing and being cautious are nothing like what a kid at this age can possess. Thinking of this, Kakashi has some doubts. Sasuke may have fought the real enemy. And kill the other party? What do I need to explain? You accepted my mission, don't you know? Dazna's words at this time brought Kakashi back to his senses. Ordinary sea-level missions don't include dealing with ninjas from other villages. And these two ninjas are obviously coming for you. I have reason to believe that you lied about the difficulty of the mission. Dazna panicked. If these Konoha ninjas give up the mission, then he will have only one dead end. And it wasn't just him who died, but the whole country of Bo. What followed was Dazna's tearful cry. Naruto and the others listened with gusto and felt that their sense of justice was already bursting after hearing halfway through. But Sasuke didn't have time to listen to the old guy's nonsense. What is the relationship between the life and death of the land of waves and Sasuke? Sasuke now looked at the system interface that appeared in front of him. Congratulations to host, killing a ninja for the first time. Give a copy for persistent efforts, reward. Ninjutsu power enhancement. The power of ninjutsu below a level can be strengthened by 10 times. The amount of chakra used will not increase, and the difficulty will not increase. Only the power will be enhanced. See the introduction of the system. Sasuke froze for a moment. The power of ninjutsu is enhanced. This reward is very good. Unfortunately, it can only strengthen ninjutsu below a level. This kind of reward is probably more useful to me now. In the future, any ninjutsu will be S level, and the Senjutsu chakra will also be used. At that time, what kind of C-level ninjutsu and B-level ninjutsu probably didn't make an appearance at all. It's not bad though. Accept it. Host, please choose a strengthened ninjutsu. There is nothing to think about this, since it can only strengthen ninjutsu below a level. Then it is natural to strengthen the fire-style fire dragon technique. This number Sasuke has now reached an extremely terrifying state. Not only is it the most handy to control, but it doesn't consume much chakra at the same time. Coupled with the recovery speed of Sasuke's chakra, it can be said that a ninjutsu in 10 seconds can be completely consumed. But it's a pity that the power of this technique is a little less. If the power is strengthened by 10 times, it can at least be comparable to A-level ninjutsu. In this way, an A-level ninjutsu that consumes less and can be easily controlled is suitable for ninjas of Chunin and below. Basically, it can be killed in one move. Of course, if it is a special Chunin or Genin, it will be different. Enhance fire-style fire dragon technique for me. Enhancing. Please wait. Strengthening success whether to give this ninjutsu a new name. Sasuke frowned and thought about it. Indeed, it should have a new name too. After all, in terms of power, it is already comparable to A-level ninjutsu. That's called Fire-Style Fire Dragon Explosion. Naming successful in the next second, Sasuke didn't feel too many changes, but it was about the Fire-Style ninjutsu after its power was strengthened. Sasuke really wanted to find a place to try, but it's a pity that the task being carried out now naturally cannot just disappear for a while. Sasuke finished his work. Seeing that Kakashi and others are still listening to Dazna talking about the Land of Waves, Sasuke got a little impatient. Needless to say, Sasuke interrupted directly. Dazner wanted to continue, but didn't dare. Seeing that Sasuke's tone was not very good, he thought that Sasuke wanted to give up the mission. Very helpless look. However, Sasuke looked at Kakashi. If we finish the mission, we will be charged with failing the mission. Although the difficulty of the task varies, it is at best a B-level task. Mr. Kakashi, with you in the B-level task, it's not too difficult. Hearing this, Dazna looked at Sasuke with bright eyes. Just when he was very happy, Sasuke turned his head and looked at Dazna. As for the reward for the mission, since you can't get it now, you can always make it up in the future. That's right, the interest will be added. Hearing this, Dazna's face suddenly collapsed. This brat, does he care about money so much? Why is there not enough money? If you don't have enough money, you can have the cheek to ask others to help you. I'm used to it. If there is no money now, there will be no money in the future. Originally, Kakashi didn't intend to end the mission, but now Sasuke said so again. Let's continue. Your method is very good. Then this time, the mission will be temporarily changed to a B-level mission. As for the reward of the mission, The missing part will be gradually made up by the Kingdom of Waves in the future. Count the interest. Chapter 31 Naruto's request. I didn't expect things to end up like this. Dazina now feels that he is stealing chickens and losing money. Konoha's mission rewards are not small. As the default strongest ninja village in the ninja world, there are countless tasks received every day. When the market conditions are too good, the price will naturally rise. Konoha's mission rewards are the highest among the major ninja villages. It is even 1/3 higher than the average salary per task of the other 5 major countries. Even so, there are still many people who like to go to Konoha to release tasks. After all, Konoha is guaranteed. Even if a mission fails, Konoha will send a second group of stronger ninja teams to go there. If you fail 3 times in a row, you will give up the mission. The task rewards will also be refunded. The other ninja villages of the 5 great nations, the Land of Thunder and the Land of Earth, will refund the rewards for mission failures depending on the situation. As long as the Land of Winds collects money, no matter whether the task is completed or not, it will never be refunded. The Land of Water has just been unsealed not long ago, and there are very few tasks received, so I won't mention it for now. Okay, let's go. Kakashi made the decision, and Dazner sighed helplessly. It takes a lot of money to publish a mission in Konoha. The money needed for a B-level mission is already equivalent to the name of the whole country of Wave, and the money can only be earned by 1 month's labor. Thinking of this, Dazner felt a little pain in his flesh. Moreover, Kakashi and the others have to calculate the interest. If they knew it, they would not have released any C-level tasks to save money. It's useless to regret now. Just be able to move on. I hope the road ahead will be safe. Dazner thought to himself. And at this time, Naruto suddenly did the same stupid thing as in the original book. Stabbed the back of his hand with kunai. This is how you express your awareness. Seeing this scene, Sasuke thought it was pretty good. Naruto's will is still very strong, although he is a little idiot. Not everyone has the guts to self-mutilate like Naruto. After little Sakura bandaged Naruto, the 5 of them went on the road again. But at this time, Naruto suddenly made an unexpected request to Kakashi. Mr. Kakashi, can you teach me ninjutsu? Hearing that he was at the forefront, Kakashi, who was appreciating the latest version of Intimate Paradise, froze for a moment. Then he looked back at Naruto. Ninjutsu. When Kakashi was wondering, he suddenly noticed that Naruto looked at Sasuke with a hint of envy. Although Sasuke is strong, Sasuke has ninjutsu that they can't learn. This made Naruto very envious. Just now, Sasuke easily killed the sudden enemy again. A crisis was resolved, and Naruto also began to feel a huge gap. Ninjutsu. It stands to reason that if a ninja wants to learn ninjutsu, he can only go through the village. By performing tasks in exchange for contributions to the village. Use these contributions to exchange for ninjutsu to learn and strengthen your own strength. And a ninja wants to learn ninjutsu through other means or find a teacher. There is no other way. Mr. Kakashi, I also want to learn ninjutsu, and I don't want to be left too far behind by Naruto and Sasuke. Little Sakura also spoke with a blushing face at this time. Kakashi, who hadn't thought about it yet, heard what the two said. I probably understand that Sasuke puts too much pressure on them. So much so that both of them started to worry if they didn't work hard, they might be completely thrown away by Sasuke in the future. A team cannot differ too much in strength from each other. Otherwise, it will be difficult to truly integrate into a whole. Looking expectantly at Naruto and little Sakura, Kakashi sighed. Since you want to learn ninjutsu, let me teach you the simplest ninjutsu first. As he spoke, Kakashi took out 3 strange pieces of paper from his pocket and threw them to the 3 of them. There's even a Sasuke's. Let's test it first, your chakra attributes. What Naruto tested is the wind attribute chakra. There is no problem with that. And the small Sakura tested the water attribute chakra. The last Sasuke tested was chakra, with 2 attributes of fire and thunder. This is exactly what Sasuke originally thought. Just right, now it's time for dinner. Let's find a place to spend the night in this forest tonight. By the way, I will teach you 3 ninjutsu, 1 for each. Sasuke froze for a moment. Even himself? Seeing Sasuke's surprised look, Kakashi frowned instead. What's the matter? Are you surprised? Teacher, I have never been a person who treats one favorably than another. You are all my disciples, so naturally I treat you all the same. Kakashi said this in the hope that Sasuke would feel his kindness, in order to deepen the bond between several people as soon as possible. Sasuke nodded. Thank you, Kakashi-sensei. It's all called teachers. These things are naturally taken for granted. As he spoke, Kakashi glanced at Sasuke and the little Sakura. You are responsible for setting up the camp first, and then guard the surrounding area. I'll teach Naruto first, and I'll teach the next one later. Naruto was very excited. Mr. Kakashi, what kind of ninjutsu are you going to teach me? Hearing this, Kakashi smiled. A simple sea-level wind-style ninjutsu, wind-style gale palm. In the original book, Naruto and little Sakura don't know much about ninjutsu. Sasuke, who is setting up the camp, is thinking that according to this situation, Naruto and small Sakura should be different from the original. It's not clear how helpful the change is. Naruto has learned wind style, and when it was little Sakura's turn, Kakashi also taught her a very simple water-style ninjutsu. Water-style. The ninjutsu learned by both of them can be regarded as basic ninjutsu. But when it was Sasuke's turn, he naturally didn't want to learn any basic ninjutsu. Sasuke really likes a ninjutsu. It's lightning style. Mr. Kakashi, please teach me lightning style shadow clone technique. When it was Sasuke's turn, Sasuke directly spoke about the ninjutsu he wanted to learn. Originally, Kakashi wanted to take this opportunity to teach Sasuke Chidori. But unexpectedly, Sasuke made the request himself. Lightning style shadow clone. The power of this ninjutsu is not too strong, but in critical battles, it can often produce unexpected effects. It is indeed a good choice. But I have another ninjutsu here, which is very suitable for you. To be precise, only you can learn it. Don't you plan to take a look? Chapter 32 No Contrast. No harm, a ninjutsu that suits you well. Even only you can learn it yourself. With just these 2 sentences, Sasuke already knew what ninjutsu Kakashi was going to teach him. This guy's ninjutsu of fame, Raikiri. Of course, Raikiri is an improved version, some changes made by Kakashi according to his own situation. And what he intends to teach Sasuke is Chidori, which is most suitable for those who have Sharingan. But it's a pity that Sasuke will no longer be able to print Chidori. Although Kakashi wanted to teach him this ninjutsu, there was no need for Sasuke to learn it anymore. No, teacher, I am very interested in lightning-style shadow clone technique, and I want to learn this ninjutsu. Hearing this, Kakashi was also helpless. At the same time, I saw a new side of Sasuke, who is extremely stubborn. Okay, since you want to learn this lightning-style shadow clone technique so much, then I will teach you. But to remind you, lightning-style shadow clone technique is not so easy to learn. Whether you can understand it or not depends on you. The 2 were talking in the clearing, and Naruto, who was on guard, looked back in the direction of Sasuke and Kakashi. Just want to learn a shadow clone? What the hell is Sasuke thinking? Such a great opportunity, why not learn a little bit stronger ninjutsu? Although this shadow clone is a lightning-style shadow clone is far worse than aggressive ninjutsu. Dazna on the side looked at little Sakura, and then at Naruto. Although the 2 little ghosts are in charge of vigilance, they just learned new ninjutsu from Kakashi. Now the 2 are secretly in touch. First of all, the first step is to clarify the order of the seals, and then we can talk about the formal start of learning. However, when the 2 were practicing secretly, suddenly there was an explosion of thunder and lightning in the distance. Lightning-style shadow clone technique is a very risky ninjutsu because once it is cast, it will consume half of your chakra. Although after the shadow clone is exploded, because it belongs to the lightning style, it can explode with lightning to paralyze the enemy. But chakra, which consumes half, cannot be used casually. So you should be more cautious when using this trick in the future. Speaking of which, Kakashi began to explain how the power of this move was enhanced. I want to enhance the lightning power released by the shadow clone after it explodes. It requires your control over lightning style to become stronger. In this way, after the lightning style shadow clone explodes, it will be able to explode with stronger power. After the explanation, Kakashi wanted Sasuke to go back and practice, not Madara, then practice for a few more days before trying to release. But the next second, Sasuke raised his hands and quickly made the same movement as he touched just now. The speed of seal formation is not as fast as Sasuke's release of other ninjutsu, but it has already made Kakashi feel that Sasuke doesn't seem like he just started learning this ninjutsu. However, the next second, boom! Along with a puff of smoke, another Sasuke appeared beside Sasuke. Seeing this scene, Kakashi was stunned. This guy hit it off. Just watch yourself cast it once, and then listen to yourself say it again. It turned out to be such a success. Kakashi doesn't know what to say now, and Sasuke had a smile on his face. Although this ninjutsu will directly consume half of chakra once it is cast, but Sasuke still feels that this ninjutsu is very good. Boom! Suddenly the shadow clone exploded, directly turning into lightning bolts. It seems that lightning-style shadow clone is not so easy to control when it is cast for the first time. Sasuke looked unhappy, ready to try again. At this time, Kakashi looked at Sasuke, dumbfounded. He was sure that Sasuke didn't use Sharingan to copy his ninjutsu just now. At the same time, even if Sasuke uses the Sharingan copy, Sasuke's current Sharingan is only in the state of 2 hooks. There is no ability to copy at all. Naruto and little Sakura are also confused now. It is also learning ninjutsu. How could Sasuke successfully perform it after reading it once? Although the maintenance time is not too much. But the problem is that this already means that Sasuke has successfully learned ninjutsu. It's just that they're not very proficient in mastering it. When Kakashi wants to say something, Sasuke seals again, and the next second lightning-style shadow clone appears. Boom! Along with the white smoke, the same Sasuke appeared. But this time shadow clone did not disappear, but has maintained this state. Chakra is stable. What Kakashi was about to say just now stopped in the next second, stared blankly at Sasuke. It worked. It's only the second time I perform ninjutsu. Can I already reach this level? Kakashi froze in place. This is even scarier than Sharingan. This is Sasuke's talent? Just taught him once, and then he learned it successfully? And it's only been practiced twice. How could it be so easy to master? Sasuke is simply the monster of monsters. Naruto is stunned now, so have you learned it? After the little Sakura on the side was surprised, she felt a strong shock. Sasuke's body seemed to burst into light. The light of genius. It turns out that the geniuses in this world are really so terrifying. Just watched it once and practiced it to easily master a ninjutsu. Teacher, is this ninjutsu very simple? Naruto looked at Kakashi and asked, and Kakashi smiled lightly when he heard Naruto's question. Shadow clone is a forbidden technique. You know that? Of course Naruto knows. The only ninjutsu he has learned is the multiple shadow clone technique. Although lightning-style shadow clone is not multiple, but even if it is not forbidden technique, it is definitely not so easy to master. Do you understand? In other words, lightning-style shadow clone technique is also a ninjutsu that is quite difficult to master. However, such a difficult ninjutsu fell into the hands of Sasuke, and he learned it after watching it once and practicing it twice. Suddenly, Kakashi remembered the time in the park. Take a look at what Sasuke said, and think about it for a while. Learning other people's taijutsu is very simple. Now it seems that Sasuke at that time was not joking. Lightning-style shadow clone technique. Getting started? 2 exercises to get started? Sasuke frowned. It seems that this technique is indeed not that simple. You must know that when you learned fire style before, it was an introduction. Lightning-style shadow clone is really good. Difficult. Chapter 33 The only ordinary person in Class 7 compared to Sasuke. Teacher, don't we all have talent? The gap is too big. Naruto has been hit and lost confidence. However, Kakashi looked towards Naruto this time. No! Sasuke's talent is very strong, but your successful graduation means that you are talented. Naruto couldn't believe it. But we learned simple ninjutsu, and we are not yet proficient in Lian. Sasuke learns more difficult ninjutsu, and he masters it after just watching it once. Hearing this, even the little Sakura was a little frustrated. Maybe they really belong to the untalented people. At this time, Sasuke lifted the lightning-style shadow clone, and when he came back to his senses, he saw that Naruto and Sakura's expressions were a little strange. There was a thick dead air on his face. It was like losing hope in life in an instant. Sasuke also understood what was going on, probably because he was intimidated by his talent. Don't get discouraged too soon, Naruto, little Sakura. Naruto, don't you have talents that others don't have? Sasuke's voice sounded, and Naruto raised his head when he heard Sasuke say that. He just curled his lips. Do I have any talent? Thinking that he was almost unable to leave his job before, Naruto didn't believe Sasuke's statement. So you're an idiot. Do you think everyone has your monster-level self-healing ability? And your multiple shadow clone technique is originally a forbidden technique. Why do you think it is a forbidden technique? You can use this technique recklessly. It means that your chakra is far beyond what ordinary people can compare. Said Sasuke glanced at Kakashi. In our 7th class, you should be the one with the most chakra. Hearing this, Naruto was stunned. He has long been used to the self-healing ability. But now that Sasuke said this, Naruto is also reacting. It is impossible for ordinary people to be like him. At the same time, for the amount of chakra that Sasuke said, he turned out to be the one with the most. Naruto couldn't believe it. He looked at Kakashi. Sensei, is what Sasuke said true? Kakashi nodded. Didn't you realize it all the time? Your chakra volume is indeed the most among the 7th class, even including me. Then teachers. Little Sakura was startled, and now she was even more scared than seeing Sasuke's terrifying talent just now. Because in this way, doesn't it mean that she is the only ordinary person in the 7th class? Sasuke has a proud talent, and his learning ability can be called a monster. In Naruto, the body is the physique of a monster, not to mention the pervert's self-healing ability, and the amount of chakra is even more than that of the teacher. Let's not talk about teacher Kakashi. She is the only co-author of Class 7. Haruno Sakura is a normal person. I will not lose to your Sasuke. Naruto seemed to have regained a little confidence. Although he is inferior to Sasuke in terms of ninjutsu talent, but he is also stronger than Sasuke, so he should give full play to his own advantages. Only in this way can we catch up with Sasuke. Seeing the fighting spirit in Naruto's eyes, both Sasuke and Kakashi smiled. And little Sakura is very desperate now. It's completely unreasonable for me, an ordinary person, to team up with 2 monsters. Little Sakura's condition Sasuke also noticed. But to avoid trouble, Sasuke said nothing. You can't say that little Sakura is very talented in chakra control. After all, I have not yet started to practice climbing trees and treading water. Let's save this kind of thing for later, when little Sakura finds out by herself. In the following time, Sasuke began to practice the lightning-style shadow clone technique every once in a while. After all, one clone consumes half of the chakra, and Sasuke doesn't have so many chakra to squander. Also set aside a part of chakra to deal with possible battles at any time, so you can only practice once in a while. On the other hand, Naruto did take advantage of the terrifying physique of his Uzumaki clan. After getting acquainted with the Knot Seal, the profligate mode immediately started. Crazy Release Ninjutsu. Although Ye Tian's talent is much worse than Sasuke's, the talent is not enough to make up for it. Although Naruto has not discovered the practice plugin of multiple shadow clone yet. But even Naruto himself practiced like crazy. Crazy Splurge all night. Wind-style Gale Palm was also successfully mastered by Naruto. In terms of progress, it is probably equivalent to the entry stage. Although little Sakura has not successfully mastered Water Style, but it seems that little Sakura is about to master it. And because of Chakra's unique talent and control, once small Sakura's Water Style is practiced, it will be stronger than Naruto's Wind Style. The next morning, the 5 of them set off again. If there are no accidents, we will be able to reach the country of waves today. Then this mission will come to an end. But if there is no accident, it will be time for an accident. Tauti Zabuzen is about to show up. He didn't receive the news from the 2 Chunin he sent out yesterday, so it will be clear if he doesn't kill them. Most likely dead. Otherwise, it is impossible for them not to send him a message. In this case, Momochi is very curious. Who on earth killed the two Chunin he sent out? Konoha ninja! Hey! Kakashi and others have just entered the border of the Kingdom of Waves. Naruto practiced crazily all night, although chakra's consumption is no problem at all. But there is no cure for mental fatigue. The listless look now, if it weren't for the strong physique of the Uzumaki family. Ordinary people practice like crazy all night, but today they can open their eyes, which is considered a miracle. And Naruto can still go on the road, and Sasuke is a little envious of Zyokyang's physique. However, although the current Sasuke is not necessarily a strong immune to death like Naruto, but the excellent physique will also make Sasuke become stronger as he practices. At that time, it is not impossible to compare with Naruto's Uzumaki family physique. Sasuke was thinking that after returning to Konoha, maybe he could find some taijutsu to learn. Among all Konoha's body arts, Sasuke also has a favorite move. I have to find that old man and learn that physical technique Konoha Ryujin. Swish! Suddenly, there was a sharp breaking wind sound behind him. Sasuke suddenly came back to his senses. He raised his hand and directly pushed Naruto and little Sakura beside him to the ground. In the next second, Kakashi also grabbed Dasna and jumped up, and then a black shadow passed through the middle. Crack! Hit the big tree in the distance directly. Look up, it was a huge long knife. Seeing this knife, the corners of Sasuke's mouth rose slightly. Beheading sword. The peach land will not be cut again. Chapter 34 Sasuke, applying to play Who Am I? It turns out to be Konoha's copy ninja, Hatake Kakashi. A somewhat gloomy and deep voice sounded. Following the sound, a figure appeared at the beheading knife stuck on the tree trunk. The way to appear on the stage with a beheading sword. I have to say that Taudi's appearance this time is really cool. Little Sakura and Naruto got up from the ground, looking at the person who suddenly appeared. A horizontal line was drawn across the opponent's forehead protector. This kind of forehead protector means that the other party is rebellious. Recalling what happened just now, if Sasuke hadn't pushed them to the ground, I'm afraid it has already been chopped off by the other side. And Kakashi took a step forward, protecting Dasna, Sasuke, and others behind him. Don't cut the peach ground again. One of the 7 members of the Wukage Ninja Swordsmen. This time, it's difficult. Kakashi's expression looked a little dignified. Sasuke curled his lips. Difficult to handle? There are also people who Hatake thinks are difficult to deal with. Compared with Kakashi, Momochi no Jean, there is no comparison at all. Stand back and protect Dasna. This guy is not something you can deal with. Give it to me. Just when Kakashi finished speaking and prepared to fight with all his strength, Sasuke suddenly said, "Mr. Kakashi, let me try. I also want to know what level I am now." Hearing this, Kakashi looked at Sasuke in surprise. Sasuke is indeed very courageous to take the initiative to ask for a job at this time. But the problem is that the other party is not a small character. Sasuke is not the time to mess around. This guy is one of Kirikage's 7 ninja swordsmen. The strength should be on par with me. Not equal? Seriously? That's right. Then it's better this way. Then I can make more unscrupulous shots. I have a technique, and I have always wanted to find someone to experiment with it. But there has never been a suitable partner. Hearing this, Kakashi seemed a little hesitant. Because of Sasuke's meaning, he guessed something, and there is a high probability that Sasuke wanted to be the lightning style that broke out at that time. Lord 3rd Generation has explained that it is necessary to find out whether Sasuke's lightning style is Cloud Shinobi Village's lightning style chakra mode. If yes, then there is a problem, and this time Sasuke seems to want to use it actively, so there is no need for him to try to find a way. But the problem is that the opponent is a character who will never be cut again, and is not so easy to deal with. If something unexpected happens, even Kakashi can't guarantee that he can save Sasuke in the first place. He is hesitating, but if Taudi doesn't kill him again, he's interested. A Genin kid from Konoha dared to take the initiative to asking to fight with him. Among other things, Taudi Zai Bujan admired this courage very much. Although the other party was a Genin brat, Momochi Zabuza didn't pay attention at all. "Little devil, you're very brave. Do you want to challenge me?" "Very well, I can give you a chance. It just so happened that my beheading knife broke a gap at some point, and now I just use your blood to repair the knife." Saying no longer, he turned over and grabbed the handle of the knife, making the movement of a gymnast grabbing the bar with one hand and spinning. Incomparably handsome, he turned his fist from the air and pulled out the beheading knife. Then it landed firmly on the ground. Then I'll fight against Konoha's copy, Jnin, the famous Itachi Kakashi. Sasuke didn't pay attention to Zabuchi at all, but took a look at Kakashi. Kakashi exhaled lightly. Is it really all right? Sasuke nodded. No matter how bad it is, it won't be life-threatening. Then go and try. Kakashi agrees, and Sasuke doesn't have to worry at all. It was the first time he used this trick, and Sasuke didn't know if there would be any accidents. If Kakashi suddenly ran out during the fight, maybe an accident might happen, so you have to say hello in advance. Sasuke stepped forward slowly. Naruto got a little anxious. Sasuke, I'll help you too. As he spoke, he wanted to go forward, but was stopped. Kakashi's tone became a little serious. Don't make trouble, Naruto. Being reprimanded suddenly, Naruto froze for a moment. Helping me is making trouble. What's your name, kid? For the sake of your courage, I will remember your name. Uchiha Sasuke. Uchiha? Momochi Zabuzin's expression is a little different now. I didn't expect to meet Konoha's Uchiha. I thought Konoha's Uchiha was dead. The words that Momochi would never cut again made Sasuke a little unhappy. Very good. If Momochi doesn't cut him like this, then Sasuke will be freer. Little Sakura was a little worried. Teacher, is this person strong? Is it strong? Kakashi smiled. Miss Shinobi Ghost Man, if you don't cut the peach ground, you should be at the same level as me in terms of strength. With this answer, little Sakura can already understand whether she is strong or not. A ninja at the same level as Sensei. Sasuke-kun, is it really all right? Dazna is also panicking now. Hey, the other party is an adult ninja. Is it really okay for you to let a kid go up to deal with him? Faced with Dazna's question, Kakashi didn't answer, but just watched Sasuke's back silently. Speaking of which, you are the first person I use this technique to deal with. So, before we start, let me tell you a little bit of information. My speed will become very fast in the future. Speed? No more laughing. Uchiha kid. You don't know me, Miss Shinobi. The most famous is the silent killing technique in terms of speed. You kid is not qualified to be compared with this uncle. That's good. Sasuke kept smiling. He raised his hand and snapped his fingers lightly. This is easy. A flash of thunder erupted from the fingertips in an instant, flashing thunder the moment Sasuke jumped. His entire body was covered by thunder. A split second. It even made people feel a little overwhelmed. When exactly was the lightning style activated? If you don't cut it, you will be in a daze. Crackle. A thick lightning burst out from Sasuke's body in an instant. In an instant, the lightning flashed continuously. I was stunned for a moment. What ninjutsu is this? Can it be activated without seal? And I've never seen anything like this before. But when he was thinking, Sasuke's figure still disappeared in the next second. A thunderbolt appeared in front of him at an extremely fast speed. Chapter 35. Super speed, thunderbolt. The eyes that were no longer cut suddenly shrank. So fast, he suddenly saw the thunder and lightning flashing in front of him. That's not lightning at all. It's just the lightning trail left behind because the speed is too fast. Uchiha's imp appeared directly in front of him with ghostly speed. Boom! This punch directly hit Zabuzin's abdomen. While Zabuzin felt a surge in his abdomen, the lightning-style chakra was transmitted to him. Let his body be temporarily paralyzed. And in this situation, Zabujan wanted to fight back, but his body didn't listen at all. The next second, Sasuke returned to his original position. The whole process takes no more than a second at all. Even the lightning trail left in the air has not completely dissipated. And Kakashi is now dumbfounded. He stared hard at Sasuke, even directly revealing the Sharingan that has been covered all the time. His gaze was completely locked on Sasuke. He carefully watched the flow of chakra on Sasuke's body. And the terrifying speed just now. It's so fast. It can also be accompanied by a lightning attack at the moment of the attack. This is not Cloud Shinobi Village's lightning-style chakra mode. What ninjutsu is this? Finally saw it clearly, but now Kakashi feels very confused. Not Cloud Shinobi Village's lightning-style chakra mode. So what exactly is this move Sasuke is using? At this moment, Kakashi was a little confused. Although I don't want Sasuke's technique to have anything to do with Cloud Shinobi Village. But when I really saw it and confirmed it, the current Kakashi feels even more incredible. If it's not Cloud Shinobi Village's technique, then Sasuke's technique is... Damn boy, do you still have some skills? Very good. I seem to have underestimated you. Although each attack comes with a certain degree of lightning-style paralysis effect, but judging from Sasuke's chakra, amount, and mastery of this technique, the paralysis effect is not too strong, and more importantly, the power of the attack is not too terrifying. Got hit once, but didn't take too much damage at all. He moved his hand lightly, wanting to make a seal. However, it was just a little movement of the fingers. Next second, bang bang bang, continuously attacking. Sasuke is like an incarnation of lightning, flickering around Zabuza frantically. Every attack can let Zabuza experience the feeling of being paralyzed by lightning. If you don't cut it, you can't react at all. In the blink of an eye, 7 or 8 bruises appeared. And Sasuke stopped just now and tried his best to move his body to fight back. But in the next second, Sasuke attacks again. Haifeng Shuanlei will automatically respond to the attack immediately according to the enemy's movements. The link of brain thinking is omitted, which undoubtedly makes Sasuke's speed even more terrifying. At the same time, lightning style stimulates fullness, which in itself speeds up the body's response. In the state of rapid speed, rapid wind, and thunder, I am afraid that the entire ninja world, in terms of speed alone, is at the same level. There is no one technique that is faster than divine speed. After Kakashi revealed the Sharingan, he was able to see Sasuke's movements clearly. And the more he saw clearly, the more surprised he was. Because he felt that the moment Sasuke made an attack, it seemed that even Sasuke himself didn't react. This kind of speed, even he can't defend at all. Quick, too fast. At this age, Sasuke has mastered such ninjutsu. After that, as the age increases, the amount of chakra increases, and the strength and speed increase. Kakashi could already imagine how terrifying the technique would end up being. He swallowed silently. The lightning in front of him was still flickering. In 1 second, Sasuke can continuously launch 50 to 30 attacks back and forth. No part of the body is complete without beheading, although Sasuke's attack power is still within an acceptable range for Zabuza. But being continuously attacked crazily, this kind of unilateral beating, even he couldn't bear it. Is this your Konoha ninja? That brat is too strong for sure. Dasna couldn't help but exclaim. The man who used the big knife before appeared aggressively, and he seemed to be difficult to deal with. But now he can only be beaten unilaterally by a child. It's just horrible. Naruto looked a little dazed. Is this the real Sasuke? The lightning-fast attack does not give the enemy any breathing space at all. It's not at the same level as us. Little Sakura also spoke. Boom! Zabuza was attacked hundreds of times in a row. He also gave up resisting, and after giving up resisting without any movement, Sasuke stopped instead. He doesn't know why, but now Zabuza is very eager to know a question. Zabucho, who was bleeding faintly from the corner of his mouth, looked up at Sasuke in front of him. What kind of technique is this? Sasuke had to say this question without him asking it. But since you asked, let me tell you. Lightning-style Godspeed. Blast and thunder. Sasuke spoke slowly. However, Zabuza's complexion became even weirder. I've never heard that name. Of course you haven't heard of it. Sasuke smiled. The corners of the mouth rose slightly. Because this is a technique I developed myself. Develop it yourself. When Kakashi heard these 4 words, although Kakashi had already prepared himself, he was still shocked. Not to mention how broken Naruto and little Sakura are at the moment. Same age, same genin. Sasuke himself developed a terrifying technique. Even if they don't know the principle of this technique, judging by its power, it is definitely a ninjutsu of the forbidden technique level. Moreover, such a technique cannot be developed recently. In other words, Sasuke started to develop ninjutsu when he was in the ninja school, and he successfully developed it. Develop ninjutsu by yourself. At this age, develop ninjutsu by yourself. No longer talking, he laughed directly. Is this Konoha's genius? At this moment, the heart that will not be cut is very broken, and he will meet the evildoer from Konoha. I was actually carried in the hands of a brat. Chapter 36, Unexpected Situation Occurs. Bujan is now ecstatic in his heart. The ninjutsu that Sasuke erupted just now is amazingly powerful. But the same consumption is certainly not small. Sasuke is now in a weak state, and it is time for him to take revenge. As a majestic mist shinobi, he is also well known in the entire ninja world. Just now being pinned to the ground by a genin brat and beaten violently, this is a shame and a shame. Now that Sasuke is weak, it's time for him to get his revenge. No more chopping the beheading knife in his hand. It shook slightly. In the next second, the paralyzing effect of the body completely disappeared, and a strong killing intent burst out from Bujan's eyes. Taking a step in an instant, he rushed straight towards Sasuke. However, the speed of not slashing in this second was extremely fast, and the blade of the beheading sword was about to slash straight at Sasuke's forehead. Oops! Sasuke is out of chakra. Kakashi's expression turned ugly in an instant. Rushed out quickly. I hope I can make it in time. Because of the problem, Kakashi is far away, and if he doesn't cut it, although the injury is not serious. But Jonin's prowess is no joke. For today's Sasuke, speed is difficult to deal with without the blessing of super speed. But Sasuke is not unable to move one step. Go straight back. Crack! A knife slashed directly in front of Sasuke, with great strength and the sharpness of a beheading knife. The ground was directly split open a crack. But if you don't cut and miss a hit, continue to attack. Go to hell, brat! This time the distance is closer, and Sasuke has no way to avoid it no matter how fast he accelerates. In the next second, with the sound of gold and iron colliding, a series of sparks appeared in front of Sasuke. At the same time, a figure stood in front of Sasuke. Kakashi held kunai with one hand and held up the beheading sword that was coming across. In an instant, there was a strong storm. Kakashi exhaled lightly. Fortunately caught up. Since the chakra is almost exhausted, why not come back early? Hearing this, Sasuke also smiled helplessly. This technique is beyond my control. Your technique is beyond your control? Who can control it? Kakashi was confused by Sasuke's words. Lightning style divine speed. Gale thunder, relying on lightning style to stimulate the body, so that the body can explode at an extremely fast speed, and all the movements are based on the opponent's movements. The first reaction produced, it's a reaction made by the body itself, and I don't need to control it. So just now chakra consumed too much, but in the end the body made too many movements on its own, and I have no way to release the state of super speed in time. Hearing this, Kakashi froze for a moment. There is such a technique. He is completely out of his control and only relies on his body's automatic response to fight. But after thinking about Kakashi for a while, I understand. No wonder the speed just now was so fast that even he found it unbelievable. Moreover, Sasuke's attacking movements are very weird. It turned out to be an automatic reaction of the body. This means that it saves the time for the brain to react. Although this little time is not too long, it is the ultimate pursuit of speed. This little bit of time is enough to change a lot of things. Thinking of this, a drop of cold sweat dripped from Kakashi's forehead. He has developed an amazing ninjutsu. Sasuke, it may not be obvious now, but in the future Sasuke will continue to become stronger, and this move will become an extremely terrifying existence. I'm afraid that the title of the fastest ninja world may fall on Sasuke's head in the future. Speed Sasuke. Kakashi, get the hell out of here. I'm gonna kill this brat. No more cuts now have injuries all over his body, and he is no match for Kakashi in terms of strength. Kakashi looked up at him and directly knocked him back with the kunai in his hand. At the same time, blocked the front. If you don't cut it, one of our little ghosts from Konoha will hurt you like this. Do you still have the ability to continue fighting? Face me. Kakashi's voice was neither light nor heavy, but it made Zabuzen's face extremely ugly. Hatake Kakashi is not such an easy ninja. It is also at the top of the assassination list, and the difficulty of assassination is extremely high. What's more, now that I am injured, my state is not as good as before, and I want to compete with Kakashi in this state. Then the result is only to be completely crushed. The more I think about it, the angrier I get. Unexpectedly, he, Miss Shinobi, would one day be in the hands of a kid. Still a genin. While Kakashi was a little distracted by not cutting, Kakashi was preparing for a one-hit kill. Facing an enemy like Zabuza, Kakashi will not leave any way for the opponent to survive. One carelessness could put Sasuke and others in danger. This situation, Kakashi absolutely cannot let it happen. And the next second was when Kakashi saw the right moment and was about to make a move. Crack! Suddenly, there was an explosion. It came from behind, and the location, be in their direction in Naruto. Both Sasuke and Kakashi turned their heads immediately. The dust and smoke swept across, and Naruto flew upside down and hit the nearby tree fiercely. Then the smoke slowly dissipated. What appeared in front of him was a ninja who covered his body and face with a cloak. He grabbed Dasna, who had fainted, with one hand, while another companion was behind him. The kunai in his hand pierced little Sakura's abdomen. Blood flowed out quickly along kunai's blade. Little Sakura's face was pale. At this moment, both Sasuke and Kakashi were stunned. The guy who fell from the sky is really accurate when he catches it. Little Sakura, Kakashi's eyes darkened. He dared to do anything to his subordinate genin. This is completely neglecting him. I was stunned even if I didn't cut it. Who is this guy who suddenly appeared? Their target is also Dasna. What's going on? Could it be that guy Kato hired other ninjas besides me? With Dasna as the target, this is obviously the only explanation. Just when Bujan was thinking about it, a strong, murderous aura suddenly swept out. Zabuza glanced at Kakashi in surprise. Are you irritated? Staying here at this time is not a good choice. Humph, since there are other ninjas hired besides me. Let you feel the horror of Hatake Kakashi. After Bujan slowly retreated, he turned and left. Kakashi didn't pursue, but looked back at the two ninjas who suddenly appeared. Chapter 37 Silent Cooperation. Kakashi didn't chase after him anymore. At this time, one less enemy is naturally a good thing for Kakashi. However, the two ninjas in front of him put enormous pressure on Kakashi, although the other party has not made any moves so far. But Kakashi suddenly felt as if he was being targeted by Lion Majesty. The opponent not only captured Dasna, but even small Sakura was also in the opponent's hands. And little Sakura seems to have lost consciousness. The abdomen was stabbed hard, and in this case, little Sakura was bleeding profusely. According to the amount of bleeding, it won't be long before he will die. We must find a way to save little Sakura as soon as possible. But the guy who caught Dasna in the next second turned around and left without turning his head. One ran towards the forest with Dasna on his body. There was no intention of continuing to stay at all. Kakashi's face was very ugly, and the other party took away the person who needed to be protected in this mission. This also means that the task failed. But the task has been carried out until now, and it is no longer as simple as a B-level task. If one peach is not cut, the difficulty of the task can reach a level. As for the two ninjas that appeared now, although one had already left, the aura exuded by the other was also very strong. The opponent still held little Sakura in his hand, and Kakashi rescued little Sakura without knowing how to keep little Sakura safe. And at this time, he got up from the ground, although he was dumped in a mess. But Naruto's physique is not generally strong. Naruto recovered immediately. Watching little Sakura hurt, his eyes shrank suddenly. Little Sakura, suddenly, a powerful chakra wave broke out from Naruto. The person who grabbed the little Sakura for a moment also shifted his gaze from Kakashi to Naruto. At this moment, Kakashi directly used a body flicker technique, wanting to rush over to save little Sakura as quickly as possible. But the next second, he heard a rapid whistling sound coming from his ear. Boom! A strange shuriken passed directly across his face and landed straight on the ground behind him. The impact was so powerful that it directly smashed a small groove into the ground. Kakashi was also forced to stop halfway. The person who grabbed little Sakura on the other side looked at Naruto, whose eyes gradually turned red, and a red chakra surged from his body. He threw little Sakura away, and Naruto rushed up in the next second. Kicked Naruto out with one kick. Kakashi hesitated for a second. At this moment, Sasuke's voice sounded. Ms. Kakashi, take advantage of the time. As he spoke, he passed directly beside Kakashi and flew straight towards the enemy. Seeing this scene, Kakashi was taken aback for a moment. Why did this kid Sasuke go straight towards the enemy so calmly at this time? Isn't this sending you to your door, looking for death? But the next second Kakashi understood. There was a smile on the corner of his mouth, and at the same time he stepped forward to catch up. Get ahead of the enemy first. With 2 bang-bang attacks, Kakashi felt his wrist hurt from the shock. The opponent's strength is astonishing, and the strange thing is that the body seems to be very stiff, even harder than steel. His 2 attacks just now seemed to be bombarded on steel. Dodging the opponent's blow, Kakashi stepped back. And at this moment, Sasuke jumped out from Kakashi's head, holding a kunai in his hand, and stabbed straight towards Kakashi's forehead. Next second, there was a cold light in the opponent's eyes, and he raised his hand and shot a strange weapon directly from his palm. Penetrates Sasuke's body. Naruto, who landed, just looked up and saw this scene again. Immediately, the pupil shrank rapidly. Sasuke. Boom. Naruto was hit on the head when he was in a daze. Idiot, what are you thinking? Go and see little Sakura. Hearing the familiar voice, Naruto froze for a moment, then saw Sasuke beside him. He froze. Sasuke, you. In the next second, thunder and lightning sounded. Sasuke, who was pierced through the body in the air, exploded and turned into lightning. Hit the enemy instantly. The short-term paralysis effect makes the opponent completely unable to move at this moment, even if only for a moment. But this time, Kakashi's Raikiri is ready. Sasuke did a great job. While talking, Kakashi raised his hand, and Raikiri was already in his hand. Immediately speed up and rush up, and hit the enemy's heart with a straight stab with Raikiri. Enemies paralyzed by the thunder and lightning erupted by lightning-style shadow clone will be completely frozen and unable to make any movements at this time. I can only watch Raikiri attack, but at the last moment, the opponent's body moved slightly. Crackling, sizzling, the roar of thunder and lightning kept ringing. Kakashi's face is not very good. Oops. Boom. In the next second, Kakashi's chest was hit hard by a shell. The body is so straight that it flies out. After spinning several times in the air, it slowly landed. After steadying his feet, he looked up at the other party. A hole appeared in the opponent's chest, but no blood flowed out. Instead, a white layer of periosteum appeared, and because of the last-minute body movement, the fatal position of the heart was avoided. Only suffered a small injury. Good. As expected of the person chosen by the adults. The voice of the other party seemed a little young, but he still couldn't see the other party's face. Kakashi frowned. Who the hell are you? Raikiri, who was able to resist him with a shot, was only slightly injured. The weird defense on the chest made Kakashi wonder how the opponent did it for a while. What kind of technique can block his own Raikiri? At this time, Sasuke brought Naruto, who had regained his sanity, to the side of little Sakura. Watching little Sakura's weak breathing, Sasuke looked at little Sakura's belly. Being stabbed by kunai, the blood was crazily flowing out from the wound. Naruto wanted to pull kunai out, but Sasuke stopped him. Do not pull out little Sakura to die faster. Naruto was stunned for a moment and chose to listen to Sasuke's suggestion. What should we do now? Sasuke looked up and met Kakashi's eyes. Take little Sakura away. Find a way to find someone to treat her. Leave this guy to me. Chapter 38. Both tasks and companion Sasuke looked at the ninja in front of Kakashi. Who is this person? Sasuke really wants to find out the identity of the other party. After all, this is someone who never appeared in the original book. Who is this guy? But now little Sakura's situation is more serious. It's really bad if you don't know how to treat it. Naruto has already hugged little Sakura at this time. Sasuke, let's go. At this time, Naruto's eyes are all on little Sakura. Sasuke thought carefully. Go east, cross the border of the land of waves, and return to the land of fire. I remember that there should be a town of Konoha somewhere. With the ninja troop stationed, we should be able to find ninjas who understand medical treatment. East. Naruto glanced in that direction. However, there is one concern. Probably, how far? Are we still in time? Hearing this, Sasuke thought about it carefully. If you can arrive within half an hour, then you should be able to save. Naruto frowned, but Sasuke didn't go far. Half an hour's time. Can he make it there? Sasuke also has some regrets now. If he hadn't consumed so much chakra before and rushed on the road with lightning, he should be able to barely make it. However, at this time Naruto exhaled lightly. Leave it to me, Sasuke. I can definitely get there. Sasuke froze for a moment. What do you mean? Naruto smiled. Leave it to me, little Sakura, but Mr. Dazna was taken away. Since we have accepted this mission, we cannot give up Mr. Dazna at will. I'm counting on you over there. After speaking, Naruto ran towards the east without looking back. Sasuke didn't want to save Dazna at all if he really wanted to save Dazna. It's better to stay here and help Kakashi get rid of this person in front of him. Please host to ensure the safety of Dazna. The first mission is absolutely not allowed to fail. Complete to get a Genin gift bag at this time, the system stepped in and even gave a task. Sasuke exhaled lightly. If this is the case, then Dazna still needs to be saved. After all, this is the first time to go out of the village to perform a mission. If it fails like this, it will have more impact on the future plot. Changing the plot is actually not something Sasuke wants to see. Because Sasuke, who could have known the future, once changed too much of the plot. If things happen differently in the future, then the plot advantage he has will be lost. Call. That ninja is not slow. I hope I can catch up. Get a feel for the amount of chakra left in your body. The battle with Zabuza basically consumed 9 out of 10. Then use lightning-style shadow clone. It stands to reason that Sasuke's chakra should have been consumed almost. But now doing Sasuke feels that chakra has recovered about 1/3. The more chakra is exhausted, the faster the recovery speed will be. But once a part of it is restored, chakra's recovery speed will slow down. 1/3 of chakra. Sasuke can barely maintain it for a few minutes if he just launches a flash fire. That way, he should be able to catch up with the guy who took Dazna away. Lightning-style super speed. Flash. Crackle. Lightning erupted from Sasuke. Immediately afterwards, it quickly swept in the direction of that guy. I saw a flash of lightning passing through the forest. Gone in the blink of an eye. Kakashi, who stayed where he was taken aback for a moment. Is this trying to save Dazna? Don't be brave, Sasuke. Even Hatake Kakashi will be punished for mission failure. Didn't his father encounter such a thing because of a mission failure? Now Kakashi is the same situation. Choose a companion or continue to complete the task. It's a tough choice. But Naruto and Sasuke obviously want both. This is easy. Lightning flashed continuously in the forest. He quickly chased after the guy who took Dazna away. Sasuke turned on the Sharingan state and quickly caught the traces left by the opponent's movement in the forest. If it weren't for the matching in Sharingan, I am afraid that there is no way to track it just because of the flash. But a few minutes later, Sasuke's chakra ran out again. The moment the flash was lifted, Sasuke was still in the state of telling to move forward. At the same time, the chakra in the body is recovering rapidly. In the same few minutes, 1/3 of the chakra is restored again. The lightning flash started again. This is easy. Crackle. At the same time, a ninja somewhere in the distant forest was standing in an open space. Dazna beside him was still in a coma state, and he casually threw it under the tree. And through a unique perspective, he is observing Sasuke, who is chasing him with lightning speed. What ninjutsu is this? It can explode at such a speed, which is quite similar to Cloud Shinobi Village's lightning-style chakra mode. But this technique seems to only focus on speed improvement. But even so, it's amazing to master such a technique at this age. More importantly, he had never seen this technique before. Then there are only 2 possibilities. One is that this secret technique belongs to a certain place, and it has never appeared in the ninja world. The second is developed by Sasuke himself. He felt that the 2 possibilities should be the second one. Uchiha Sasuke, from the Uchiha family, even if it is a secret technique somewhere, Sasuke should not be allowed to get it. Then there is only one possibility. This technique was developed by Sasuke himself. If it is really developed by Sasuke himself, then Sasuke's talent is more powerful than he imagined. Come quickly. Let me see if you are suitable to be my container. At this time, Sasuke stopped 100 meters away from this place. The chakra in the body is almost gone. Sasuke found some changes in the opponent's footprints through Sharingan. It seems that the other party slowed down when they came here. It also means that the other party is likely to be not far away. In this case, you have to restore chakra first, otherwise you will not have any chakra in your body when you encounter enemies. How to fight? The other party has felt Sasuke. Seeing Sasuke, he stops and seems to be recovering chakra. Good vigilance. Chapter 39, A Blatant Trap. Chakra is probably halfway back. Sure enough, the improvement in battle is the biggest. Sasuke slowly opened his eyes, looking forward, feeling the amount of chakra in the body, although it has not fully recovered yet. But through the battle with Zabuza just now, Sasuke found that his chakra amount had increased by about 1/5 out of thin air. And there are obvious enhancements in strength and speed. It was nothing more than a fight that gave Sasuke such a boost. It seems that the current self should fight more people besides cultivation. There are too many improvements brought about by the battle. Kunai. There are 16 more, 20 shurikens, 1 detonating talisman, and steel wire. That guy's speed is so amazing, and his strength should be at the Genin level. And it is likely to belong to the existence of elite Genin level. If you want to kill him, I'm afraid it won't be so easy. Sasuke analyzed calmly. Chasing all the way, except for the break that took a few minutes, the rest of the time was all rushed. Such a speed is completely beyond Genin's. Although it is not as terrifying as Blast Thunder, it is at least 2/3 of the level. But it took him so long to catch up, which shows that the opponent's strength is absolutely terrifying. Maybe even stronger than Mr. Kakashi. Sasuke moved forward cautiously. Concentrate your breath as much as possible. Just after passing through a chain of bushes, finally Sasuke saw an open field of moderate size. The trees here are very rare compared to other places in the forest. There are only a few trees as tall as 2 people. On the grass, under the shade of a tree, Dasna was lying there, and no one else around. This situation looks like a trap, and it's a blatant trap. This made Sasuke even more energetic. You have to know how confident you are in your own strength to deliberately stop and set up such a detailed trap to wait for the enemy to come. This guy seems as if he was just trying to attract people. Deliberately capturing Dasna did not seem to be the opponent's goal. At this moment, Sasuke was a little puzzled. If the opponent is a ninja hired by Kado, then there is no need to take Dasna away. Isn't it over if you kill the mission directly? Without the Daznash Bridge, the Land of Waves will always be in Kado's hands. Why do you have to take Dasna away? Not good. This is the bait, just to make us chase after it. The moment Sasuke thought of that, a black shadow is slowly emerging behind him, and at the same time, a hand is slowly grabbing towards Sasuke's shoulder. At this moment, although Sasuke didn't feel the other party's breath, but he instinctively felt that danger was coming. Flash! In a hurry, Sasuke launched the flash fire at the fastest speed. The figure directly turned into a bolt of lightning and quickly jumped away, directly into the open space. At the same time, he turned around and looked in the direction just now, and as expected, the other party was standing in his position just now. Sasuke frowned and immediately took out a handful of kunai from the ninja bag. The eyes locked each other firmly. The 2-hook Jade Sharingan is slowly rotating. The other party looked up into Sasuke's eyes. What beautiful eyes! Could it be that the other party is here for your Sharingan? Are you kidding? There is no ninja in the original book who is eyeing Sasuke's Sharingan at this time. What is this guy? Suddenly Sasuke saw that the other party's body was like a snake entwined around the tree trunk, turned, and then accelerated. Jumped in front of himself. Now Sasuke understands. This guy is Orochimaru. What are you doing? Why is Orochimaru here at this time? And he captured Dasna just to lure himself to come after him. Unreasonable. In the original book, the big snake did not appear at this time. Besides, he waited for someone to take the task and leave Konoha. So there was no reason for Orochimaru to come to him at this time. Shouldn't he be busy preparing for Konoha's collapse plan now? Why did it suddenly appear here? Are you scared? Sasuke's face was pale, and Orochimaru felt that Sasuke was afraid of him. But when Sasuke heard this, he quickly came back to his senses, raised the kunai in his hand, and stared at Orochimaru. This is quite bad. Orochimaru. This is Orochimaru. The strength of the opponent completely crushed him with ease. To defeat Orochimaru, Sasuke can't even think about it. The only way now is to escape with Dasna. If Sasuke had escaped alone, the lightning had started by now. Katazina is still here. If he escapes like this, Orochimaru will be even more confused. After finally finding Dasna, he ran away without doing anything himself. Such an anomalous move will make Orochimaru even more in pursuit. But staying to fight, Sasuke is unlikely to defeat Orochimaru. It's a terrible choice. Do not. Even Orochimaru, I still have a chance. If Orochimaru is aiming at my body, then there is still a chance to give it a try. But if Orochimaru just wants Sasuke's eyes, then there's no way. Wait to die. Now that it's over, it's not Sasuke's style to give up on the spot. The left hand grabbed a handful of kunai again. Seeing Sasuke's action, Orochimaru smiled. Are you going to use kunai to deal with yourself? This brat is a little too naive. In Sharingan mode, the suzerain has stronger insight and stronger control over the body. Although it is just throwing kunai, Sasuke's kunai is not the same. The hands exploded in an instant, and all the 7 kunai in his hands were thrown out in an instant. For an instant, Orochimaru was also taken aback. The kunai thrown by Sasuke did not know what kind of weird technique was used to leave an arc in the air. And in the next second, the kunai routes that collided with each other changed several times in a row. At this time, he was less than 2 meters away. At this time, Orochimaru was also unable to understand the changes of these kunai. What an exquisite throwing technique. But in the next second, Orochimaru directly completed the seal with both hands in an instant. Wind-style gale palm. The wind blade rolled up and bounced all the kunai in the air away. Sasuke's attack was directly brute-forced. The next second, Sasuke appeared directly in front of Orochimaru. With kunai's cover, Sasuke took the initiative to post it. Even if he dies, he will have a few teeth broken before he dies. Chapter 40, The Perfect Container Boom. Boom! With 2 consecutive punches, Sasuke's movements are considered very fast. The kunai thorn held in the backhand was easily avoided by Orochimaru with a tilt of his head. Then he raised his hand and easily grabbed Sasuke's fist. Feeling the power of Sasuke's attack, Orochimaru nodded in satisfaction. Yes, you can have such physical skills at this age. The current Sasuke is completely stronger than Shao Li in terms of physical skills. The speed and strength are only slightly worse. Of course, it's just Shao Li who didn't take off the weight. This level is already considered outstanding in Genin, and even the average Chunin may not be able to compare with it. Sasuke can't draw his hands out, although Orochimaru is not a particularly powerful ninja. But having experienced the war and being one of the Konoha Sannin with Kaga-level strength, it is impossible to be bad in terms of physical skills. Although it is not a strength, it is definitely not a weakness. With both hands unable to move, Sasuke borrowed strength directly from Orochimaru and kicked towards Orochimaru's jaw fiercely. Orochimaru, who was talking, was interrupted directly, and Sasuke kicked his jaw firmly. But with Sasuke's power, it's impossible to hit Orochimaru with a single blow. Orochimaru looked up. The place where Sasuke kicked was red and swollen. But he has no major problems. Slowly lowering his head, he stared directly at Sasuke with sharp eyes. Nice response. In the eyes of the opponent, his own attack is like a child fighting. There is no threat at all. But a cold light flashed in Sasuke's eyes. You are really strong, and I have absolutely no room to resist in front of you. It's good to know. So are you going to catch him without a hand? Don't get me wrong, this doesn't mean I give up fighting. Orochimaru smiled. Sasuke has been firmly controlled by him, and he still wants to resist at this time? Even if you want to resist, there is no chance. Suddenly, Sasuke made a seal motion with his left hand. And this action is not to perform ninjutsu, but to activate the detonating talisman. Detonator? Where? Orochimaru looked around for the first time. However, the sound of the detonating talisman launching came from behind. The hissing sound before the explosion made Orochimaru quickly locate the detonating symbol. Behind my back. Boom! The explosion that occurred in an instant directly lifted Orochimaru and Sasuke was also thrown away. Sasuke, who had been prepared for a long time, just suffered some shocks. Then he stood up quickly. At the same time, Orochimaru also got up from the ground, albeit a bit disheveled. But Orochimaru was not seriously injured. A mere detonator wasn't enough to hurt him. And Orochimaru looked up at Sasuke. When those kunai were thrown out, did you stick the detonating talisman? It's so fast that I didn't even notice it. Being escaped by Sasuke in this way, Orochimaru was not only not annoyed, but admired Sasuke more and more. This is a kid with full potential, and the more potential the other party has, it means that the other party is a more perfect container. Now Orochimaru couldn't bear it any longer, and wished he could imprint Sasuke immediately. However, Sasuke sensed Orochimaru's gaze and immediately jumped back. Then throw the shuriken again. In an instant, all 20 shurikens were thrown by Sasuke. Orochimaru did not choose to use ninjutsu to defend, but rushed directly to rely on speed and reflexes to avoid Sasuke's attack. Seeing the distance getting closer, the hidden weapons in Sasuke's hand were basically used up. At this time, Orochimaru suddenly accelerated and rushed directly to Sasuke. Do you still want to run? No matter how you run, it's useless. At the same time, the corners of Sasuke's mouth rose slightly. The left hand has already completed the Madara, and the one-hand Madara was not noticed by Orochimaru. Watching Orochimaru close at hand, Sasuke suddenly raised his left hand. Fire style. Fire dragon explosion technique. The flame that swept out in an instant turned into a fire dragon in an instant, sweeping madly directly in the direction of Orochimaru. The moment the flames burst forth, Orochimaru immediately changed direction, suddenly stepped back, but the flame turned in the air and chased directly in the direction of Orochimaru. For almost one breath, the entire open space was covered by spiral flames. At the same time, the front end of the flame condensed into the appearance of a fire dragon, chasing frantically Orochimaru bites. However, Orochimaru was surprised by Sasuke's fire style. First of all, he didn't see when Sasuke released ninjutsu. Secondly, Sasuke's control over this ninjutsu made his scalp tingle. At the same time, the power of this fire style is not weaker than the general A-level fire style ninjutsu. It can even be said that it has touched the power of S-level ninjutsu. Orochimaru was extremely satisfied with Sasuke's fire style, which was comparable to S-rank ninjutsu. That's when Orochimaru looked at Sasuke greedily. Sasuke was moving fast. Pick up the shuriken on the ground while moving. Fire Dragon Explosion made an astonishing roar, but in the end it still missed Orochimaru and he dodged it. But in the next second, Sasuke raised his hand and threw the shuriken in his hand. The shuriken spinning in the air has not yet been fired. Sasuke made a Madara with the other hand. Fire Style Phoenix Fire Technique. Groups of flames covered the shuriken, directly forming a new move. Wind Fairy Claw Red. Uchiha Itachi also performed this ninjutsu, equivalent to an enhanced version of Impatien's fire technique. The speed of the flame is faster and the attack power is stronger, and Orochimaru could only dodge quickly. Getting hit is no joke. Continuous dodging, Orochimaru didn't notice that his position had been driven to the other side without knowing it. And now behind Sasuke is Dazner. The moment the attack ends, lightning flashed in Sasuke's eyes. Lightning style super speed. Flash, turning around in an instant and holding Dazna, who was fainted under the tree. Sasuke disappeared directly into the forest at an astonishing speed, leaving Orochimaru standing where he was, watching Sasuke, who disappeared in the blink of an eye like a bolt of lightning in the forest. What a clever calculation. Is the fighting talent so strong? As expected of that man's younger brother. Chapter 41, A Wonderful Fate. Although Sasuke's plan is wonderful, even Orochimaru admired Sasuke, but the smile on Orochimaru's face did not disappear. Instead, the smile became even colder. Just when Sasuke took Dazna to the distance quickly with a flash, suspicion flashed in Sasuke's eyes, because the system did not remind him that the task was completed. This shows that Orochimaru can still chase after the injury, but Sasuke thinks it is unlikely. Although his own chakra has increased, Even so, Orochimaru is unlikely to keep up with his lightning speed. Impossible, absolutely impossible. Even the current state can only be maintained for a few minutes. But a few minutes was enough for Sasuke to get a long way. And after a short rest, Sasuke recovers a part of chakra and can continue to turn on the lightning. Now Sasuke can really feel the changes brought about by his excellent physique. Although not all at once, let Sasuke's chakra surge wildly. But this terrifying battery life almost surprised Sasuke. The speed of restoring chakra is extremely fast, although it cannot be fully restored in one go. But at any rate, it can recover about 1/3. Afterwards, the recovery rate will drop dramatically. But 1/3 of the amount of chakra is pretty good for Sasuke. Now Sasuke's chakra total recovery of 1/3 can barely support Sasuke to fight for a few minutes. But what if in the future, as the amount of Sasuke chakra increases, the recovery of 1/3 of the chakra will be different? 1/3 of 100 and 1/3 of 10 are completely different concepts. Thinking of this, Sasuke has no fear in his heart now, even if it is Sannin. Although it is impossible for the current self to defeat Orochimaru. But it is not too difficult to escape from Orochimaru. As long as he doesn't want to stay, even Sannin has no way to keep himself. This is the power of lightning-style divine speed. Thinking of it, a smile appeared on Sasuke's face involuntarily. What Sasuke didn't notice, however, was that Dazna was supposed to be in a coma on his shoulder. But at this moment, Dazna suddenly opened his eyes. There was a cold look in his eyes. Such a look did not resemble that of Dazna himself. In the next second, Dazna slowly raised his head, eyes locked on Sasuke's neck. In the next second, when Sasuke maintained his full concentration and moved forward rapidly, suddenly Dazna seemed to go crazy, and his neck suddenly stretched. By Commander's assistant's left shoulder directly. The tingling sensation from his shoulder instantly lifted Sasuke's flashy state, and the whole person directly hit a big tree due to inertia. Boom! Sasuke stopped and looked down at his left shoulder after standing still. There are 2 blood holes on it. Sasuke raised his head in disbelief and looked forward. Dazna, who was supposed to be thrown to death lying on the ground, was already twisted into twists. However, his limbs slowly recovered. Immediately after stretching, the body seemed to spring up suddenly. The neck begins to lengthen. Dazna stood up, as if a piece of skin had fallen off his face, revealing the pale skin inside. Sasuke's eyes kept shrinking. He looked at the Dazna in front of him. It wasn't Dazna at all. This is Orochimaru. Using the transformation technique, this guy turned into a Dazna. Damn, to be cheated. Sasuke underestimated Orochimaru so much that he deliberately set up the most blatant trap, but in reality, it was just Dazna transformed into transformation technique. In the trap that can be seen through at a glance, there is a deeper trap hidden. In this case, Sasuke's upshift is inevitable. Uchiha Sasuke-kun, you really surprised me. I didn't expect to be able to snatch this old guy from my hands. But unfortunately, the person you are looking for is not here at all. Sasuke wanted to stand up, but suddenly the vision is blurry. It happened. Sasuke looked down at the strange 3-hooked jade pattern on his left shoulder. This pattern Sasuke could not be more clear. Heaven's curse seal. Sure enough, Orochimaru is aiming for my body. It's just that Sasuke didn't understand why he planted the curse mark of the sky in advance at this time. Shouldn't the seal of the heavenly curse be planted during the Chunin exam? How could it be like this? As for the seal of the sky, one of them began to transform Sasuke's body. Sasuke felt his consciousness getting heavier and heavier now. Plop! Just fainted. Orochimaru smiled. After planting the curse seal, it can last for so long. It seems that the special place is not only your talent. Even the physique is so different. Orochimaru looked at where Sasuke's heavenly seal was. This time it was Orochimaru's turn to be surprised, because Sasuke's heavenly curse seal is perfectly integrated. This still has never happened before. Everyone's compatibility with the curse seal is different, and the average person can't even integrate 5%. And a ninja with a slightly better physique can barely reach about 20%. Only some very special people can fuse more than 60%. Only more than 60% can barely meet the requirements of Orochimaru's reincarnation. In an ideal state, it would be perfect if the fusion was close to 80%. So far, Kimimaro is the one with the highest compatibility with the Curse Seal, which can reach 86%. However, even Kimimaro is compared to Sasuke. The fit is not enough either. Sasuke actually perfectly integrated the Curse Seal. In the words of Orochimaru, infinitely close to 99%. This is simply a perfect body. Orochimaru smiled, laughing very crazy. There was a cold light in his eyes. A man of the Uchiha clan, so well suited to his spell. Is it God's will that Orochimaru can also get Sharingan's blood inheritance limit? And this person is also Uchiha, Itachi's younger brother. Fate is so wonderful sometimes. Orochimaru smiled. However, it will take some time for the Curse Seal to transform Sasuke's body. At present, Orochimaru has no way to complete the reincarnation. Glancing at the unconscious Sasuke on the ground, a big snake suddenly emerged from the bushes beside Orochimaru, and the big snake spit out a person. This person is Dasna. Orochimaru slapped the big snake's head in fear. Goodbye, Sasuke. Next time we meet, I hope you can become the perfect state in my ideal. Chapter 42 Companion or Task. Orochimaru slowly disappeared into the forest. At this time, in the direction of Kakashi, Kimimaro also received an order to retreat from Orochimaru. His current state is not very good. There are 2 huge holes on his body. If it weren't for Dead Bone Pulse's powerful physique, Kimimaro would have died. But the worst person is Kakashi. There were blood holes left by bone spurs all over his body, and 2 extremely thick bone spurs were left on his back. With the continuous flow of blood, Kakashi's physical strength is also rapidly declining. His chakra is also in a hurry, and now he and Kimimaro are in a 6-4 situation. And Kimimaro glanced at Kakashi. He took back the bone blade in his hand. You're lucky today. Next time, I hope to be able to tell the winner. After finishing speaking, Kimimaro backed away slowly, clutching his chest and jumped straight away. Kakashi also coughed up a mouthful of blood. Why? You left suddenly. Looking at the bone spurs left on the ground, Kakashi frowned. This guy is the Teriyuruchi of Miss Shinobi. There are still remnants of the tribe alive. Dead Bone Pulse. Is this the power of Dead Bone Pulse? It's really hard to deal with. It was the first time that Kakashi encountered a ninja with this kind of blood succession limit, and Kakashi suffered a big loss when he was unprepared. Otherwise, things should be much better. At least it won't be so embarrassing. Suddenly, Kakashi looked up in the direction Sasuke left. Damn, could it be Sasuke? The enemy blade suddenly retreated under the advantage, which only shows that the enemy's goal has been achieved. Fortunately, Naruto and the others said that the worst case is that little Sakura cannot get timely treatment. Maybe little Sakura will die because of it. But Sasuke is different. Death is good. If Sasuke is captured by the enemy, it is really bad. Thinking of this, Kakashi didn't care about the injuries on his body. Quickly got up and quickly searched in the direction Sasuke left before. Soon after, Kakashi did manage to find Sasuke. At the same time, after seeing the traces of the surrounding battles, Kakashi could imagine what a fierce battle Sasuke had been through. At the same time, Dasna was still breathing. Just fell into a coma. Seeing such a scene, Kakashi sighed softly. I didn't expect that Hatake Kakashi would have such embarrassing moments when performing tasks. Not to mention that he was injured. 2 of the leading genin did not know the situation. 1 chakra was exhausted and comatose, and the mission target almost died. I haven't practiced for a long time. Have I become weak? Kakashi couldn't help but start to doubt himself. With Sasuke on his back and Dasna on his shoulders, Kakashi now has no choice but to rush to the land of waves. Let Sasuke and Dasna receive simple treatment, while his own injuries need to be dealt with. Although none of them were fatal injuries, with so many injuries added up, even Kakashi could barely hold on. In 1 hour, Kakashi brought Dasna and Sasuke to the land of waves as quickly as possible. Everyone here seems to be waiting for Dasna's return. After Kakashi briefly explained the situation, the people in Nami country quickly arranged a room for Kakashi and Sasuke to rest, and brought a lot of medicine for medical use. Although it's just some herbal medicine or something, but enough for Kakashi. Simply feed Sasuke some liquid food, and then wait for Sasuke to wake up. Dasna woke up quite quickly. He was just knocked out, and he didn't suffer any serious injuries at all. And Sasuke fell asleep for a whole day. During this time, Kakashi was very worried about Naruto and little Sakura, but there was no way to leave. After all, in the Kingdom of Waves, there is still a Peach Land that may appear at any time. If he leaves at this time and doesn't come after him, then Sasuke will be finished. Now Kakashi understands. This country is controlled by a person named Kato, and the people of Bo Kingdom want to find a way out, only to build a bridge leading to the Fire Kingdom. Otherwise, they will be trapped in Cardo's hands forever. And Cardo naturally wouldn't want these people to build a bridge. So ninjas are hired to stop this. If you don't cut it again, it is probably the ninja invited by Kadwa. As for the two ninjas who suddenly appeared later, Kakashi is now sure that the other party has other plans. Their purpose is not Dasna. Otherwise, Dasna should have been killed when he was taken away. Don't even think about leaving alive. It is also impossible for Sasuke to survive. But Kakashi doesn't know what the other party's purpose is. He hasn't found the curse mark of the sky on Sasuke's body yet. In the evening, Sasuke slowly opened his eyes. He looked blankly at everything around him. Have you been saved? Although the house looked dilapidated, at least it wasn't some kind of underground laboratory. Explained that Orochimaru did not take him. Sasuke's movement caught the attention of Kakashi outside the door. He pushed open the door, looking at Sasuke, who woke up. You're finally awake. Hearing this, Sasuke asked what happened after Kakashi. Kakashi said it briefly. The purpose of these two ninjas is not Dasna. They are not ninjas hired by Kato. Sasuke nodded. But what is their purpose? Purpose? Isn't the purpose to plant a cursed seal on yourself? Sasuke clenched his fist lightly. He didn't want Orochimaru's curse mark at all. Although it can gain powerful power for a short time, Sasuke doesn't like this way. The more you use the power of the seal, the body will gradually be damaged and transformed by the seal. Eventually became a container of Orochimaru. Sasuke doesn't want to be Orochimaru's container. And among Orochimaru's curse seals, there is Orochimaru's chakra. It is equivalent to his every move, which can be seen by Orochimaru in the spell seal. Sasuke doesn't want to have an Orochimaru with him. But now Sasuke doesn't want to tell Kakashi either. He had to try to see if he could find a way to erase the curse mark. With the existence of the system, perhaps it is not impossible. Sasuke, now there is a serious problem. No news from Naruto and little Sakura yet. I'm worried they're in some trouble. Saying that, Kakashi looked outside the door again. But the target of the mission, Dasna, may also be attacked by Zabuza again. After all, he didn't die if he didn't kill him last time. Once we leave, Dasna will definitely be killed, and even this family may die. Chapter 43, Genin Gift Pack, whether to choose a mission or a companion. This is what Kakashi is struggling with. Influenced by father's past. You can choose whatever you want, as long as you do your best. But Sasuke's eyes suddenly light up now. Congratulations to host. Successfully rescued Dasna. Reward: a Genin gift pack. Whether to open is the task completed. That's good. Otherwise, it wouldn't be worth it if the task has not been completed, not to mention being planted by Orochimaru. Sasuke looked up at Kakashi, who was struggling. Why do you have to choose? Hearing this, Kakashi glanced at Sasuke. He thought it was because Sasuke was too young to understand the key. People will face many choices, and such choices will eventually appear. When one day has to choose between the two. At that time, Sasuke will probably understand. I want to find Naruto and the others, and I want to complete the task smoothly. Since you think about it, just do it. Sasuke spoke suddenly and stood up slowly. Now Sasuke could feel the surge of chakra in his body. Compared with before, a part of chakra has increased again. Sasuke glanced at the system. Chakra amount. Less now the system's evaluation of Sasuke chakra has changed from rare to less. Although it is only a small change, it represents that Sasuke's chakra volume has entered another stage. At least it is no longer the state where just a few ninjutsu will be exhausted as before. Ms. Kakashi, go find Naruto and the others. Leave it to me here. Hearing this, Kakashi looked up at Sasuke. You leave it to me. If you don't cut it last time, you will almost be defeated by me. This time I will do better than last time. Kakashi frowned, although Sasuke's strength is indeed not bad. But the last time he didn't chop again, it could be said that he was caught by surprise. And this time, if I don't chop again, if I come to the door again, I will definitely be prepared. At that time, if Sasuke is left here alone to deal with it, I'm afraid, teacher, people will always grow. Trust me. Not cutting again is a very good practical target for Sasuke. And now Sasuke is also confident that he will never be beaten again. The only thing to worry about is that Zaibu Zhan still has a helper Bai. Although Bai is not very strong, his blood inheritance limit is a troublesome thing. Sasuke looked at Kakashi seriously. For a while, Kakashi seemed to be persuaded by Sasuke. Kakashi looked at the bandages on his body. The wound Kimimaro left him would not heal in a day. Unlike Sasuke, he just fell asleep in a coma. In terms of combat effectiveness, the current Sasuke may indeed be stronger than him. It is good. I'll leave it to you this time, Sasuke. I'm really worried about the situation of Naruto and little Sakura. In addition, Naruto's situation is special. As Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, Naruto is absolutely not allowed to have trouble. Otherwise, Kakashi will become Konoha's sinner. Not only Nine-Tails, Naruto is also the son of his mentor. Kakashi can't just let it go. Kakashi go. Before I figured out the situation of the two of them, I was also a little worried. Kakashi nodded. Indeed, he wanted to find Naruto as soon as possible. Saying that, Kakashi walked out of the room and took one last look at Sasuke. Then there is nothing to be hypocritical about. Since you have made a choice, just choose to trust Sasuke. Kakashi quickly disappeared, leaving Sasuke in the room, feeling the filling chakra. At the same time, Sasuke looked at the interface of the system. Come on, let me see what rewards the so-called Genin packs have. Open the Genin package. Reward 1, a Genin chakra. For a moment, Sasuke felt his chakra surge again, directly increased by 1/2 of the amount. Now, according to Sasuke's estimation, the amount of chakra should be the same as that of Kakashi. Even more than Kakashi. It has already reached the amount of chakra of Genin. However, this is the case, and the systematic evaluation is still relatively small. Reward 2, choose 1. 4 basic C-level ninjutsu, selected at random, but will meet the chakra attribute of the host to ensure that the host can use it normally. 2. 1 chance to use the ninjutsu laboratory. You could develop a ninjutsu with the highest C-level, and the time is not limited. Can you choose which reward you want? This reward makes Sasuke happier than giving it directly to Chakra. After using the ninjutsu laboratory once, Sasuke wanted to go in again. However, I don't know when the ninjutsu laboratory will be able to open again. Did not expect to come now. Although there is no time limit this time, only the number of ninjutsu development is limited, and only 1 C-level ninjutsu can be developed at the same time. But the ninjutsu developed by myself is compared with the 4 basic C-level ninjutsu. Don't even think about it. For basic C-level ninjutsu, Sasuke can learn it slowly. But the opportunity to develop ninjutsu by oneself is not easy to come across. I choose the second reward. Congratulations to the author for getting a chance to use the ninjutsu laboratory. Entering the ninjutsu lab boom. Feeling the same as last time, Sasuke came to the ninjutsu laboratory. No surprises this time. Just get to work. Among several options, Sasuke chose to develop lightning style without hesitation. Sasuke is more interested in lightning style than fire style. After all, controlling lightning is much more cool than controlling flames. Thought C-level ninjutsu was limited. Can it make me helpless? Sasuke laughed. Perhaps for others, developing a C-level ninjutsu is just a slight addition of an attack method. But for Sasuke, who is a time traveler, the level is limited, but it doesn't necessarily mean the power is limited. And Sasuke wants to control lightning. With the effect of ordinary lightning style, it is impossible to control lightning at all. So the ninjutsu that Sasuke wants to develop next is completely different from the normal ninjutsu in the past. Of course, there must still be no printing. Okay, let's start. Let's see if my idea can be established. Chapter 44, The Art of Controlling Lightning. Since it is developing C-level ninjutsu, it is obvious that there cannot be too many pursuits in terms of power. But this is only relative. Sasuke doesn't think so. The so-called level of ninjutsu, in Sasuke's view, is the division of the power and strength of ninjutsu that can erupt. But can't low-level ninjutsu burst out with the power of high-level ninjutsu? Lord Madara extinguished the fire with a blaze, but the water-style ninjas of the United Ninja Army joined hands to release water-style to block it. Is this the power that Hao Homieke should have? Obviously not. It's just because of Madara's own ability that an ordinary fire-style ninjutsu directly exploded with the power comparable to a big move. So that's what Sasuke thinks now. The power of sea-level ninjutsu may be viewed in this way. Spend 100 points of chakra and burst out the power of 20 points. But if it is a person with 10,000 points of chakra, the power that he can unleash is the same as the power that can be unleashed by a person with 1,000 points of chakra. Definitely can't be exactly the same. With this idea, then Sasuke wants to develop ninjutsu. In terms of power, it may not be possible to pursue stronger power with less chakra. Then while the maximum power can be retained, the increase of power is judged according to how much chakra the user has. Capturing the thoughts of hosts simulating, the next second the same blue villain appeared. Immediately afterwards, thunder and lightning began to erupt from its body. It seems to be somewhat similar to the state of turning on lightning-style super speed, but the difference is that this is more like a weakened version. Raising his hand, the thunder and lightning gathered towards the villain's hand, punching out the strengthening effect provided by the thunder and lightning. It made the speed a lot faster, and at the same time increased some of the strength. However, more is to enhance the speed, and the strength is only slightly improved. Because of the limitation, it is not possible to increase the strength too much. However, under the continuous attack of the villain, with his fists, the thunder and lightning concentrated on his fists, and with his legs, he concentrated on his legs. The flow speed of lightning is not so fast. However, the technique Sasuke thought of was more than that. Then the villain stood firm, clasped his palms together, and opened them suddenly. And in an instant, thunder and lightning erupted from his palms. A thunderbolt as thick as an arm erupted instantly. It shot directly towards the distance about 8 meters away. Immediately afterwards, the villain withdrew his hands again, raised his hand, and pointed towards the distance. This time the speed of the thunder and lightning has dropped significantly, and at the same time its power has also decreased a lot. Thunder and lightning erupted from the fingertips and shot directly to a place 20 meters away. But knowledge is like a lightning bolt, like a little snake. This is the new lightning style ninjutsu envisioned by Sasuke. It can be perfectly used in 3 different types of battles: near, middle, and far. At the same time, this lightning style can give short-term cell stimulation to the parts of the body where lightning erupts. Can enhance speed or strength. Of course, the main enhancement lies in speed, and in terms of strength, sea-level ninjutsu is still not so perfect. The power of lightning style released at the same time depends on the amount of chakra the user has. The stronger the chakra, the more amazing its power. But definitely not as powerful as lightning style the speed. This is like the difference between a burst of 100 points of chakra damage and a burst of 20 points of damage caused by 100 points of chakra. After watching the little blue man successfully simulate the idea in Sasuke's mind, immediately afterwards, the sound of the system began to sound. Simulation is successful. Please start the first auxiliary practice. Let's start. Sasuke closed his eyes slowly, carefully feeling the flow of chakra in his body. As chakra begins to erupt, Sasuke clearly felt intense electric currents, as if erupting from his body. In a moment of rapid flow, it began to pour out directly from all parts of Sasuke's body. This feeling is as if there is suddenly hot blood all over the body, rushing out along the blood vessels through the pores. Sasuke opened his eyes to see if there were lightning bursting out from all over his body. Although this kind of explosion is not as fast as lightning style. But with one thought of Sasuke, lightning can be concentrated on any part of the body. Concentrating on the hands can strengthen physical attacks. It can even be extended directly to the weapon, to enhance the attack power of weapons. If it is transmitted to the legs, it can gain a short acceleration. The effect may be a weakened version of the body flicker technique. Although the power of this technique is not too strong, Whether it is near, mid-range, or far away, the help it provides to Sasuke is still very limited. But if the output of chakra is increased, the power can still be improved. But relatively speaking, spending 100 points of chakra to increase the power of this technique is better than directly using 100 points of chakra to release other ninjutsu. Of course, how to choose can only be judged in actual combat. But the effect of this technique on Sasuke is equivalent to a weakened version of Thunder Fruit without the ability to elementalize. Not bad for Sasuke these days. Auxiliary exercises are completed. Whether to continue the auxiliary exercises, okay. Continue with auxiliary exercises, and Sasuke has mastered it once. If you do multiple auxiliary exercises, wouldn't it be possible for Sasuke to directly follow the auxiliary exercises to strengthen his mastery of this technique? Then go ahead. After performing 2 auxiliary exercises again, the sound of the system sounds. To complete 3 auxiliary exercises, please host to name this ninjutsu. Is there no 4th auxiliary practice? I have to say that the systematic auxiliary exercises are indeed very useful, and if you feel it with your heart, you can indeed feel a lot of useful things. Sasuke can feel many details. Then it's called Lightning Style Let's Discharge. Named after success, Lightning Style Discharge Grandmaster. 3 auxiliary exercises directly let Sasuke's control of this technique reach the level of a Grandmaster. Sasuke felt the technique carefully. The effect seems to be better than expected. Sasuke smiled. Open Eyes has already left the ninjutsu laboratory. There is a new ninjutsu lightning style discharge, and it can be released without a seal. Although the power of this technique is not too strong, the unexpected effect can definitely make this technique burst out with different power. Sasuke clenched his fist lightly. If you don't kill me again, I hope you can come quickly. ZZ. Lightning splashed across Sasuke's fist. Chapter 45 Miss Shinobi returns. Don't behead your lord again. You should take a good rest. Zabuza, who was recuperating somewhere, looked at Bai standing in front of him. Enough. Bai, get out of the way. I won't just let this grudge go. But if you don't behead your lord, your injuries haven't fully recovered. I don't care if I don't beheaded. I directly raise the beheading knife. At this point, there is no need to fully recover. As he spoke, there was a ferocious look in his eyes. Unexpectedly, the ninjas that day were not sent by Kato, but Kakashi and others were still alive. That meant the 2 guys who felt strong to him that day were gone. But at the same time, Kakashi was also seriously injured, and another kid even passed out. This time is the best time to deal with Kakashi and the others. Although doing this is a bit of taking advantage of others' dangers, but if you don't kill them, you don't care about these things at all. As long as the goal can be achieved, it doesn't matter what kind of means is used. It's just that Zabuza is also very curious about who the 2 ninjas who will appear one day are. But now it is impossible to know. If you insist on going without beheading your lord again, then please allow me to take action this time. Hearing this, he hesitated for a moment. It is good. To be honest, if Sasuke wakes up, I really hope that Bai can help him hold Sasuke for a while. As long as he takes care of Kakashi, then everything will be fine. Although the kid's speed was fast, his attack power was a bit weak, not enough to kill him. So just like last time, wait until Sasuke's own chakra runs out. Then it's his turn. Furthermore, Zabuza has already figured out how to deal with Sasuke this time. Although that little ghost is fast, if he can't find the target, there is nothing to be afraid of. So this time if you don't cut it, you have to preemptively strike. Use water style, mist shinobi technique. Use silent kills against both Sasuke and Kakashi, towards where Sasuke and Kakashi live. This time, Zabuza did not make a rash move, but carefully investigated. Nobody? Have these 2 fellows escaped? If they had escaped, it would be impossible for Kazna and the others to take them away. Did they abandon the mission? Any ninja who abandons the mission will be rejected by the village. A ninja should never give up on a mission anyway. Unless both Kakashi and Sasuke want to be rebels, it would be weird to think of not killing them here. And this time Bai came back. Don't behead me again. I don't seem to see our assassination target this time. Didn't see the assassination target? Is Darzna gone? Where will he be? Was it really taken away by those 2 people? If they take it away, then their mission to escort Dazna back this time will be regarded as a failure. And what's the use of taking Dazna away? People can run away, but the Kingdom of Waves can't. When the two were wondering, suddenly felt a strong momentum from the bridge that hasn't been built yet. The two looked at each other and walked towards the bridge. At the same time, just in case, Zabuza directly released water-style mist shinobi technique. Then he and Bai slowly walked towards the bridge. And when they came to the end of the bridge, it wasn't finished yet. The connection with the bridge built on the opposite side has not been completed, and there is still a distance of about 10 meters. And from a long distance, he could feel Dazna's aura even if he didn't cut it. This guy is just across the bridge. Brought across the bridge. What does it mean? It was a bit confusing to not cut again, but suddenly a flash of lightning burst out. Crackling for a moment, he didn't look at the thunder and lightning that blew across his face. Fortunately, he dodged in time, otherwise he would have been concentrated by this attack. Who? Don't ask again. But there were footsteps in the distance. At the same time, along with the roar of thunder, flashes of lightning flashed on Sasuke's body. Running up and down, Sasuke looked ahead. Water-style mist shinobi technique. When I saw this thick fog, I guessed that you had come. Since you're here, come out. Don't cut the peach land again. Sasuke's voice sounded. Zabuza frowned. He won't show up until Kakashi doesn't show up. Don't worry, Mr. Kakashi has left. This time it's a battle between me and you. Leave? Hatake Kakashi leaving this time? What is he going to do? Miss Kakashi entrusted you to me to deal with. But he himself is looking for our other two companions. Why? As a mighty Miss Shinobi Ghost, an elite-level Jonin dare not even come out and talk to me. Konoha Jonin Kid. After being told by Sasuke, Zabuza was indeed a little angry. Carrying the beheading sword, he walked out slowly. And at the same time, the surrounding fog dissipated a lot. A Konoha Jonin wants to block me. Are you out of your mind? What do you mean Kakashi asked you to deal with me? So you are worthy. Konoha's Jonin. Seeing Zabuza's figure, Sasuke raised the corner of his mouth slightly. Not qualified? I don't know who it is. I was almost killed last time. The effect of bringing up the past is to make Zabuza's complexion even uglier. You're looking for death, brat. If Kakashi hadn't saved you last time, you would have been a nourishment for my beheading sword. Is there still a chance for you to speak nonsense here? Sasuke smiled and didn't get angry. Then this time, no one else will disturb us. We can have one-on-one. Saying that, Sasuke felt another wave of chakra. It seems that this time is not a one-on-one battle. Said Sasuke looked towards Shiro, who was about to approach him quietly. Zaibujan was a little surprised. You can actually detect Bai's existence. It seems that you, Konoha's Jonin Kid, are not easy. It's not just a kid from the Uchiha clan. Now that he was discovered, Bai stopped hiding and jumped out. If you don't want to behead your lord, just leave this brat to me. Hearing this, he waved his hand again. No, I want to kill this brat with my own hands. Chapter 46 Basic Abilities Comparable to Jonin Boy. Are you alone? It seems that some don't believe that Sasuke dares to face himself alone. However, Sasuke did not intend to continue answering such boring questions. Hands up! A shuriken was thrown out directly. Swish! The shuriken slid across the face of Zabuza, and Zabuza's face suddenly became gloomy. How dare you directly challenge yourself? Court death hush! The beheading knife slowly swiped on the ground, rubbing out a series of sparks. Looking at Sasuke in front of him, the murderous intent to kill him became more and more intense. Very good. Although you are just a genin, I will remember your brat for your courage and courage. Your name is Uchiha Sasuke, right? You talk too much nonsense. Sasuke said lightly. If you don't chop again, your face froze immediately. Then let's start. See if you can still be as tough as you are now after a while. Immediately, no more cuts suddenly accelerated and rushed toward Sasuke. The beheading knife in his hand waved, making a sharp, piercing sound in the air. In the blink of an eye, if he didn't slash, he had already rushed in front of Sasuke. He slashed at Sasuke head-on. The silver light flashed suddenly. When? Zizizi. Sasuke held kunai in his backhand with his right hand, blocking the big sword that would never cut in front of him. Compared with before, Sasuke's strength is not weaker than Zabuza now. Even if you just use kunai, you can easily block the attack of Zabuzi. This time, I was surprised that I didn't cut it again. His strength should not be blocked by Sasuke. In the next second, Sasuke should take a dozen steps back to barely stabilize his figure. How is it possible? This guy blocked his attack so easily. Feel the power transmitted from the blade. The power of this kid. When did it become so strong? The corners of Sasuke's mouth raised slightly, and it was exactly as he thought, and his strength had also increased to a level comparable to Kakashi's, and he would never kill them again. In this way, in terms of basic ability alone, I am completely indistinguishable from Jinin. That would be fun. Only in this way can we better experiment and see how much the new ninjutsu can add to oneself. While Zabuza was amazed by Sasuke's power, all of a sudden, a flash of lightning flashed from Sasuke's arm. ZZ. A throbbing thunderbolt appeared directly on Sasuke's right arm. Crackle! Sasuke suddenly waved the kunai in his hand and directly pushed Zabujan back, not cutting back a few meters before he could manage to stabilize his pace. He raised his head and looked at Sasuke again. His eyes were full of seriousness this time. Shiro also stepped forward and glanced at Sasuke in surprise. "Don't kill Mr. again. It's all right." Hearing this, he shook his head and said, "Impossible. How can this kid's strength be no less than mine? No less than Mr. Neverbehead? How come? Mr. Zabuchi is elite Jinin of Mist Shinobi. Even Hatake Kakashi, who is also an elite Jinin, can't beat Mr. Zabuchi in terms of basic strength." Bai felt it was incredible, but he also saw the scene just now with his own eyes. "Come again. I want to see how many knives you, a brat, can block me." In the next second, he rushed out without chopping, followed by a series of flashes of swords and swords. Zabuza and Sasuke fight together. The figures of the two kept interlacing. Whether it was Zabuza or Sasuke, they both kept moving at high speed. Constantly fighting, each collision can burst out a series of sparks. And Sasuke relies on his new ninjutsu, lightning-style discharge. Strengthen the movement speed when moving, and concentrate the lightning in the hand when colliding with Zabuza. Strengthen the strength of the part. The close-quarters fight between the two. On the contrary, Zabuza, who is called a ghost, fell into a disadvantage. The electric light on Sasuke's body kept flickering, although it was not as strong as the speed. But the remaining thunder and lightning will also leave a moving track behind. Standing in the distance, Bai looked dazzled. He even couldn't help opening his mouth and said in surprise, "A Genin of Konoha is able to start such a fierce battle with Master Zabuza. How can that be? Say, Jingle." The beheading sword in Zai Bujan's hand was sent flying. Before he could stand still, Sasuke rushed forward with a stride. In the next second, a lightning-style discharge exploded, and the chakra in his body began to surge. The direct current increased instantly, and he raised his hand and punched hard and hit him hard. While Zabuza felt a sharp pain in his abdomen, lightning flowed into his body, briefly paralyzed him. Then Sasuke didn't stop and was punched away by a punch, and then the Ku Wushang in Sasuke's hand gathered lightning instantly. Sasuke turned around and accelerated and threw it out. Kunai with thunder and lightning in the air went straight to the eyebrows that were no longer cut. A cold sweat broke out on his forehead. Does this kid even know how to wrap chakra around the suffering? And also, the chakra of nature transformation happened. After being enhanced by lightning style, kunai is extremely fast, and at the same time, its power cannot be underestimated. The moment the extreme general shoots and doesn't cut it, ding, 1,000 copies were thrown out. Changed Sasuke kunai's attack trajectory. It stabbed directly at the ground beside it. Even an ordinary kunai, under the blessing of Sasuke lightning style, its power and speed are completely different. Boom! The ground was smashed and made a small movement. Lightning flows along the ground towards the surroundings. Raising his hand, Sasuke took out a kunai again, lightning-style discharge. Now Sasuke can feel its power completely. The amount of chakra consumed is small, and it can also bring a certain degree of increase effect. At the same time, if the input of chakra is increased, the power will become stronger. Putting his hands together, Sasuke saw that kunai didn't hit, and then he didn't cut. At this distance, use a medium-distance combat method. Thunder and lightning erupted from the palm of his hand and shot directly at Zabuza. And at this time, Bai appeared in front of Zabuza, and a wall of ice crystals formed instantly. The lightning style bombarded the wall of the ice shield, directly blasting out a few cracks in the wall. Seeing this, I was stunned for a moment. Did you release ninjutsu without seals? It's fine that this kid's strength suddenly becomes stronger, but he still has an escape technique that can be used without seals. Is this Konoha's genius? Chapter 47, Watching the Thunder and Lightning Splashing from the Ice Wall. Bujan's eyes trembled slightly. What happened to this kid? In just over a day, there has been an earth-shaking change from before. In terms of strength and speed, it is completely on par with me. Even think of the lightning that erupts when Sasuke moves or attacks. It seems that because of the influence of this lightning, Sasuke's attack speed, movement speed, and strength have all been strengthened. Let him be a dignified elite genin, but he has no power to fight back against a genin. Even the beheading sword was sent flying by the opponent. Thinking of not beheading here, I can't calm down anymore. The pride of being a genin was completely crushed by Sasuke today. But at this time, Bai's complexion suddenly changed and shouted loudly, "Mr. Don't Kill, get out of the way." Next second, boom! A violent flame instantly rushed towards the ice wall following lightning style. Fire dragon explosion technique. Sasuke spit out violent flames, and these raging fires instantly turned into the image of a fire dragon in the air. Go straight to the ice wall. There was a squeak at the moment of the impact, and the next second the flames directly broke through the ice wall. Unstoppable, it directly crushed Zabuza and Bai. The flames howled. After the huge fire dragon crashed into the ice wall, it still had no intention of stopping. He continued to open his huge mouth, wanting to devour Zabuza and Bai in one gulp. And at this moment, he didn't cut and looked at the beheading sword under his feet. Kicked the beheading sword out with one kick and hit the fire dragon directly. Of course, the knife cannot extinguish the flame. His aim is to directly attack Sasuke, who unleashes the flames. The decapitating knife swept straight towards Sasuke. And at this moment, Sasuke did stop releasing ninjutsu and raised his hand to catch the beheading sword directly. Hold the knife flat behind your back. The arm is slightly bent, feeling the weight of the beheading knife. A gleam flashed in Sasuke's eyes. In the next second, lightning burst from the soles of Sasuke's feet. Lightning-style discharge. Zizizi. In an instant, Sasuke accelerated and rushed towards No More Slash, and rushed up again with the beheading sword. Zabuza, who had just escaped fire style, looked at Sasuke, who charged up. Still holding his beheading sword, is he planning to use his weapon to attack him? How unreasonable. Zabuza didn't have any weapons in his hand, but he also accelerated, ready to grab the blade with his bare hands. However, in the next second, Sasuke soared into the air and accelerated to complete the moment. A faint lightning flashed from Sasuke's eyes. Sharingan opened instantly, and then both arms erupted with lightning at the same time. On the arms of the electro-optical flowing knife, it was injected into the beheading sword in an instant. Thunder and lightning covered the beheading sword. If you don't cut it, the whole person is stunned. Sasuke actually fits so well with the beheading sword. Lightning style is also able to pass the knife over the beheading broadsword. In a dazed moment, he had already missed the best time to grab the knife. Crack! With a single slash, the ground collapsed instantly. A 5 or 6 meter long crack appeared. Turning over to dodge without cutting, Sasuke held up the beheading sword and continued to attack. However, compared with physical skills, Sasuke's sword skills are far worse. After evading twice in a row, Zabuza directly hit Sasuke with an elbow and took advantage of the situation with a clever gesture to snatch the beheading sword from Sasuke's hand. In the next second, the big knife circled around Zabuza's neck. Both hands just held the turning handle of the knife and slashed directly at Sasuke. Make an astonishing sound of breaking wind. Sasuke in the air has just landed and has not had time to stand still. The beheading knife was aimed at his neck. At this moment, I stopped laughing. Boy, your knife skills are simply too weak. Knife. not everyone can use it. Sasuke also agrees with this very much. Compared with his physical skills, his sword skills are indeed too poor. But no matter how good the knife technique is, it is not strong enough. A cloud of lightning exploded at Sasuke's feet. Accelerate directly to avoid the attack of Zabuzi. And at this moment, Shiro also throws 1,000 books to interfere with Sasuke. Backing away, Sasuke grabbed the ninja bag with one hand, raised his hand, and threw more than a dozen shurikens in an instant. When the sound of tinkling in the air sounded, no more chopping, ready to press up again. At this time, Sasuke's other hand was already on his chest. But it's not a good thing to take that knife away. Sasuke smiled. It doesn't feel good if I don't cut it at this moment. Burst! Suddenly the sound of the detonator sounded. His uncut eyes widened rapidly, and he suddenly turned the beheading sword over, and the detonating talisman was pasted on the other side unexpectedly. Boom! The sudden explosion made Zaibujan instantly engulfed in flames. And the next second Sasuke landed and let out a soft breath, staring carefully at the flames formed by the explosion. Bai's expression was disastrous at the moment. A genin brat, unexpectedly so strong. He didn't see clearly when the detonating symbol was affixed. How did this guy do it? Don't behead your lord again. Damn it! How dare you hurt and kill Master? I won't let you go. If I wanted to do it. Sasuke has been waiting for a long time. He raised his finger and pointed behind Bai. You should look behind yourself first. Bai suddenly turned around. Swish! A black shadow punched him directly in the face. If he hadn't reacted quickly to dodge, he might have been hit directly. When I recovered and looked carefully, I realized that it was also Sasuke. Shadow clone? No. This is a lightning-style clone. When was the clone technique released? Impossible. No matter how fast he is, it is impossible for him to hide the eyes of me and Mr. Buku. There is indeed no chance to release it during the battle. But what if it is before the battle begins? Sasuke smiled. The advantage of the lightning-style avatar is that as long as it is close to the enemy, it is considered a success. Feel the taste of thunder and lightning. Boom! The lightning-style avatar exploded directly, and the lightning instantly made Bai utter a tragic cry. The lightning-style avatar this time is different. It is the avatar cast by Sasuke in full state and directly owns half of Sasuke's chakra. It is equivalent to the lightning style that Kakashi's half chakra erupts, but the power is different. In the next second, several kunai from Sasuke hit his arm directly. The kunai attached to the lightning style increases its power and also has a paralyzing effect. Fix one first. At this time, it is very important to have one less person in the way. Chapter 48, The Speed of Ultimate Strengthening. In just a few seconds, Bai was shocked on the outside and tender on the inside by lightning style. It turned into a black man and fell to the ground. And at this time, if you don't chop, you also jumped out of the flames. The body is also not much better than Bai. A corner of the beheading sword in his hand was also broken. The explosion of the detonating talisman was attached to the beheading sword, and such an explosion directly destroyed the beheading sword. And now he is holding the beheading sword with a corner of Honkai. Zabuza looked at Bai, who had fainted beside him. His face suddenly became more gloomy. 2-fight-1, and the opponent is a genin kid from Konoha. Instead, his own people were dealt with by the other party first. This is simply a lifetime of shame. He gritted his teeth lightly. Up to now, the opponent has not used that amazingly fast technique that day. Once Sasuke uses that technique, I'm afraid he may not be able to persist this time. It was originally planned that once Sasuke casts that spell, Bai will use the ice escape to interfere with Sasuke. Make Sasuke unable to perform strong attacks. This delays until Sasuke chakra is exhausted, then it's time for him to fight back. However, what I didn't expect was that it was impossible to have that time. At a time when I can't seem to find a way without thinking about it. Sasuke didn't intend to stop. He raised his hand and took out a kunai again. This time Sasuke is going to deal with it directly, without human interference. Sasuke also seems to want to experiment with a new trick of his own. Not a new ninjutsu, but a new trick. Lightning-style quick start, Zazizi crackling. The lightning that exploded in an instant was accompanied by strong chakra waves surging out of Sasuke's body. Immediately, Zabuzin's face turned pale. Sure enough, this kid planned to use this trick. Can I persist until this kid chakra is exhausted? When I was thinking about it again, Sasuke suddenly laughed. I guess you should be thinking, can you hold on to it? My chakra is exhausted, right? Sasuke guessed what was in his heart, and he didn't speak again. Instead, he continued to remain silent and adjusted his state as much as possible. I have seen lightning styles lightning quick Zabuchi, and I know how pervert Sasuke's next speed is. Unable to resist at all, he can only persist until Sasuke chakra is exhausted before he counterattacks. However, this time it's different. Sasuke smiled. This time Sasuke didn't intend to launch a blast, because there is no need for that. With Sasuke's base speed boosted, there's no need to cast Blizzard anymore. To deal with today's Zabuzin, it is enough to use Flashlight and Fire. Although there is a gap in speed compared to Blast Thunder, it is definitely not much worse than the previous Blast Thunder. In this state, Sasuke can act according to his own consciousness. So that means, suddenly Sasuke grabbed the void with one hand. Immediately after, countless astonishing thunderbolts gathered in Sasuke's hands. Chidori. In an instant, it sounded like 1,000 birds chirping. It was only a few breaths before Sasuke's Chidori launched successfully. At the same time, the flickering lightning on Sasuke's body also softened a lot. Flash! The corners of Sasuke's mouth rose slightly. Sure enough, when the speed is activated, it does not affect Sasuke's use of other ninjutsu. God's Speed Match and Shankinyo will be a very strong killing move. Chidori, who was originally able to enhance speed, plus the super speed that is the ultimate speed enhancement. The speed bonus brought by the superposition of two tricks is not a problem of 1 + 1 = 2. At the same time, Chidori's power is already very strong. But the problem is that you have to go in and hit the enemy. No matter how powerful the attack is, if it cannot hit the enemy, then it will be useless. But with the blessing of super speed, it will be very difficult for Chidori not to hit the enemy. Get ready. Don't kill Mr. again. Sasuke's voice sounded. No more chopping at this moment. I feel the hairs all over my body suddenly stand up. Immediately following the moment, Zabuzen just blinked lightly. The next second, Ultimate's lightning flashed in front of him. At the same time, he heard the sound of thousands of birds contending. This is Kakashi's, right, Kiri? It is no surprise that Sasuke knows Kakashi's ninjutsu, but what he didn't understand was what happened at that moment just now. Sasuke in front of him is gone. In his field of vision, he could only see a residual electric light flashing across his eyes. Then he didn't look back and look behind him. I don't know when Sasuke was standing behind him. The moment he saw Sasuke's back, Zabuzen felt a sharp pain in his chest. He lowered his head slowly. I don't know when a huge blood hole appeared in the chest. Blood gushed out frantically, and he also quickly felt that his physical strength was crazily passing away. To be precise, his vitality is gradually dissipating. So fast, didn't see clearly at all. When to make a shot. When is he being hit? He didn't even have the speed to react to the pain. Such a speed is actually the speed of a genin kid. Evildoer. The evildoer of Konoha. Crack. If you don't fall to the ground, your breath will be gone. At this time, the lightning on Sasuke's body also disappeared. He looked down at his right hand. There were streaks of blood on the arm. At the same time, I felt a tingling pain in my legs. The speed is too fast, but my body is a little unbearable. It seems that this move can only be used as a nirvana, and it cannot be used at will. Otherwise, the enemy may not die, and you will be killed by yourself first. Exercise or something is still essential. If the physical strength can be improved, then the speed should not be a problem. Again, don't behead, sir. Shiro's voice sounded, and Sasuke glanced in Shiro's direction. If you don't chop again, you will be instantly killed by yourself. On the contrary, Bai's eyes lost a lot of vitality. Bai, who was slowly crawling on the ground, came to Zabuzen's side. Seeing Zabuzen lying in a pool of blood, Bai smiled instead. Finally, you can take a break, Mr. Bujan. At this time Sasuke has left. What Bai wants to do, how he chooses is his business. Although I sympathize with this guy, he is in charge of other people's lives. Chapter 49, A New Attempt After the War, Bring Dazna Back. Dasna looked at Konoha's genin kid in front of him. If he didn't think 3 children could help him before, well, Dasna doesn't think so now. Konoha's ninjas must not be underestimated even if they are little ghosts. These are monsters. As the strongest ninja village in Konoha, even ninjas like children cannot be underestimated. Fortunately, this time it was the right bet. Okay, this mission is considered complete. If you don't cut it, you're dead. Hearing that, Dasna suddenly said something. But the person who hired them, Kadwa, is still there, and he may hire other ninjas to kill me at any time. That's your own business. Our mission is to escort you safely to the land of waves. The only reason I'm going to kill him is because he is an enemy that appeared during the execution of our mission, so we must kill the grass. As for whether the employer behind him will hire other ninjas, what does it have to do with me? But Dasna is very helpless now. What Sasuke said is indeed right. Whether Kato hired other ninjas to kill him is another matter. After all, the mission was to escort him back home. He didn't say that he would stay in the kingdom of waves to protect him. If you want to be safe in the future, you can also hire a ninja to kill him. Saying that, Sasuke glanced at Dasna with a cold smile. Dasna froze instantly. Ignoring this guy, Sasuke closed the door directly. Think about it yourself. I will wait here for my teacher and companions to come back. Dasna stood outside the door hesitating for a long time and then left. What the final decision is, Sasuke doesn't care. What Sasuke is interested in now is the fierce battle with Zabuza just now. Caused Sasuke's chakra to consume quite a bit. And at this time, the power from the cursed seal seems to be faintly activated. The activation of the cursed seal is secondary. The main problem is that Sasuke seems to feel natural energy. But it's normal to think about it carefully. After all, the cursed seal is something developed based on the power of Orochimaru, who was born with the body of a sage. The spell seal state is actually a kind of sage mode. But it's just that compared to the sage mode learned through the 3 holy places, the cursed seal mode is more capable of absorbing natural energy. But the main purpose of absorbing natural energy is to transform the body. Let the person who has been planted with the curse mark become Orochimaru's reincarnation container. And this transformation process will cause serious damage to the body. At the same time, the efficiency of using natural energy in the spell seal mode is also very poor. But now Sasuke feels amazing. When he tried to activate the curse seal earlier, he absorbed some weak natural energy. But the magic chakra formed by combining natural energy makes Sasuke feel amazingly powerful. Perhaps this is not yet called the magic chakra. Sasuke thinks it is more appropriate to call it the curse seal chakra. But even chakra in this state is much stronger than ordinary chakra. I've already remembered that feeling. I wonder if I can try to absorb natural energy without casting the spell seal. But now the movement of the curse seal is getting smaller and smaller. Sasuke can't feel the natural energy anymore. Recalling the original book, if you want to feel natural energy, you need the oil assistance of Mount Maiboku. At the same time, keep as still as possible. Sasuke doesn't have oil from Mount Maiboku right now, but Sasuke thinks he can try it. Stay still and see if you find anything. Entering this state is difficult for the active Naruto, but it's not a difficult thing for Sasuke. After all, when refining chakra, Sasuke is equivalent to entering this state. It's just that Sasuke at that time focused on refining chakra instead of trying to perceive natural energy. But it's different now. If you don't perform chakra refining, can you perceive it? Sasuke sat down cross-legged, less than 5 minutes. Immediately found this feeling. The mind is like sure sway while the body remains relatively still. And also trying to get back the subtle feeling when the curse seal was activated. If the oil of Mount Maiboku is a special substance, being able to apply it directly makes someone start absorbing natural energy. Then the curse seal probably has a similar principle. The strange lines produced when the curse seal is activated are also equivalent to some kind of special substance, which can assist in the absorption of natural energy. However, after absorbing it, he hesitated and didn't know how to refine it into a fairy chakra. It can only be converted by the spell seal, so the utilization efficiency of natural energy is very low. But now Sasuke is trying to get that feeling back. Attempt to absorb natural energy without passing through the seal. Time passed little by little. Even Sasuke didn't know how long it had passed. And now that he was in this state, Sasuke was not in a hurry. Slowly find the feeling. Not long after, suddenly Sasuke felt a strange energy floating around his body. This is probably natural energy. Sasuke tried to absorb it according to the way of the seal. Natural energy is a very dangerous thing. If it is not handled properly, it will immediately cause terrible consequences. But Sasuke doesn't care about that now. Perhaps unconsciously, Sasuke has also developed considerable confidence in his own talent. And it is true. Try to absorb the first wave of natural energy and refine the natural energy by simulating the seal of the spell. Sasuke's curse marks began to change. Strange black lines appeared, slowly crawling over Sasuke's body like black flames. But at this time, Sasuke couldn't feel any pain. On the contrary, the body is like a sponge, constantly absorbing the natural energy from the air. Sasuke himself didn't notice. With the change of the curse seal, Sasuke consciously strengthened the extraction of natural energy. As a result, the curse mark cannot use this part of energy to transform Sasuke's body. If Sasuke opens the seal in this way in the future, it will be equivalent to no injury. The curse seal will not play the slightest role, and the only role is probably to help Sasuke refine natural energy. Chapter 50 Seals and Sage Transformation, but if you want to use this power to fight at Sasuke's personal refining speed, I'm afraid you have to start refining chakra 30 minutes before the start of the war. It must be used immediately after refining. Otherwise, the natural energy will dissipate quickly in the body. Sasuke spent several hours and finally successfully completed the refining. And when he opened his eyes, he already found his body, and he didn't know when he directly entered the state of Curse Seal 2. There seemed to be something trying to get out of the back. While Sasuke was in a daze, the natural energy that had been refined in his body was rapidly dissipating. Basically, it all disappeared in less than 10 minutes. This left Sasuke speechless. At the same time, the appearance of the cursed seal also disappeared. Isn't this a waste of effort? Sasuke was speechless. After working so hard for so long, it turned out to be a waste of time. Although with the refining of natural energy, his refining skills have become more and more proficient. With Sasuke's talent, it can be said that he is already at the level of proficiency. If you knew it earlier, you wouldn't waste your time. However, when Sasuke was depressed at this time, chakra in the body was tossed by Sasuke. It also followed the dissipation of the cursed seal chakra, and it dissipated a lot. Sasuke's chakra decreased, and the curse mark began to move around. This cursed seal needs Sasuke's chakra to suppress it. The less Sasuke's chakra, the weaker the suppression of the seal. So now the cursed seal is ready to move again. But at this time, Sasuke had an inexplicable feeling. Can't help but activate the curse seal a little bit. Sasuke didn't feel any discomfort at first when the strange lines of the curse mark began to spread. It seems the body has perfectly adapted to this feeling. However, when the curse mark crossed the bridge of Sasuke's nose and spread towards the other side, Sasuke immediately felt the burning sensation in his body. This force was doing something to Sasuke's body. Sasuke hastily stopped the curse mark. Stabilize it at critical point. In this form, Sasuke feels no pain, and at the same time, a small amount of natural energy in the body is slowly being refined. As Sasuke's consciousness began to join, the speed of refining accelerated a lot. But the amount of this chakra is very small, probably not as much as Sasuke half chakra. But even so, the power of ninjutsu erupted with this cursed chakra is much stronger than Sasuke's original chakra. There is no doubt about it. Sasuke didn't understand. Why does the body feel pain if you continue to strengthen the power of the curse seal? But maintaining the current state will not do it. Sasuke suddenly said that when he woke up earlier, he had become the state of the second seal. Could it be that because I refined chakra through the method of mantra, what caused some kind of active change in my body? And this change is a change in a good direction. So when the curse seal is activated, the body can already adapt to it if it is not serious. In other words, There is no injury in this state. But once the 0 point is exceeded, the curse seal will cause damage to Sasuke's body. If it's just a little bit, okay. If you continue to push it and directly enter the state of curse seal 2, the damage to Sasuke's body will be very severe. If I keep practicing the chakra refining, will I finally be able to directly enter the state of the second seal without injury? The idea fueled Sasuke. The essence of the curse seal is to transform the body, and the person who has been planted with the curse seal will have a sage transformation, just like Chongwu, can directly absorb natural energy to fight. In other words, the curse seal is equivalent to a weakened version of Chongwu's sage transformation. The purpose is to provide the conditions for Orochimaru's reincarnation, but at the same time, it will also cause changes to this body. And this change is to slowly sage transformation. The state of Mantra Seal 2 is actually equivalent to a physique infinitely close to that of Chongwu. Has the ability to automatically absorb natural energy, equivalent to another sage mode. This should not be called sage mode. It should be said to be transformed into a fairy body. Thinking of this, Sasuke became even more excited. Once I can directly open the state of the Curse Seal 2 without injury, it means that my body is basically about to completely complete the body of a fairy. Then maybe we can instantly turn on Sage Mode. It's not impossible, although the Susanoo owned by Sharingan is also a kind of fairy chakra in a sense. But if the body is Sage Transformation, then maybe it would be helpful for Susanoo too. Madara absorbs Hashirama's wood-style cells and possesses Hashirama's Sage Mode. Essentially, after Sage Transformation, Sharingan can reduce the burden on the body. So the power of the disguise form is naturally enhanced. And now, if Sasuke obtains the ability to get infinitely close to the body of a fairy through this method, it will also be very helpful to reduce the burden on Sharingan. Try it again, and you will know whether this idea is feasible or not. Although Sasuke is a little hungry now, when he thinks of the power of the immortal body, Sasuke didn't feel like eating at all. Sasuke won't even be able to sleep if he doesn't figure this out today. After the second experiment, Sasuke slowly opened his eyes with a smile. Successful. After completing the refining for the second time, try to activate the spell seal again. And this time, I am more adaptable than before. Even if the black lines cross the bridge of the nose, there is no impression at all. But when it spread towards the left arm, Sasuke felt the pain. It shows that his sage transformation is not enough. Just keep practicing. But Sasuke believes that with his talent, within a month, he will definitely be able to perfectly open the state of Seal 1. At that time, the combat power will definitely explode several times. I'm afraid that it may not be possible to directly break through the Kaga level at that time. Thinking of this, Sasuke is excited. Suddenly, the door was pushed open. Kakashi walked in. "You actually succeeded, Sasuke." Hearing this, Sasuke nodded. While looking behind Kakashi, Naruto's orange hair came into view, followed by little Sakura. Kakashi also managed to find Naruto and little Sakura. Chapter 51, The Mission of the Kingdom of Waves, and Sasuke was also a little surprised to see that Naruto and little Sakura were safe and sound. According to his judgment, Naruto wants to send little Sakura to the destination town within half an hour, even at the limit speed, and successfully found someone to treat little Sakura. This matter is not easy for Naruto. If Naruto is alone, he should be able to barely do it. But with little Sakura, although running for a short distance will not have any effect, but once the distance is long, it will be different. Physical strength will be exhausted faster, and Naruto may not be able to make it there. But the situation is not that bad. At most, little Sakura can rest for a while. But now little Sakura is completely fine.
No more novels? Take part in the voting. The most requested novels and those with the most likes will be chosen for publication on euroaudiobooks.com. There, I can upload as much as I want without the risk of receiving a strike. Our 18 novels and other content that exceed what is morally acceptable are only published on Patreon or the free novels page. Remember, the site is funded by donations on Ko-fi and Patreon memberships.